when you do, Rbecéis míle fáilte, which means in Gaelic 100,000 welcomes.
Oh, it'd be fantastic to win this thing. First thing I would do is set up story performances over in Greece, and I'd like to do it in one of the ancient theaters.
Why would I not want to be able to go from Marathon to Athens and trace the original steps?
Going to Greece with my wife and my family and having a great time. Let's win this.
Just like in sports, I'm sure Jim will say the same thing. You don't play for individual awards.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to be able to say I beat all these guys.
I'm trying to go to Greece.
I'm here to win the whole thing.
I come here to chew gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
It really is about winning.
Yeah, heck yeah, I'm here to win it.
I'm here to do my best.
Everybody has some pride. Victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. I plan on winning tonight.
Here doing mental push-ups.
Winning is really important. What's even greater is inspiring. That's what you do with this show.
Well, you're in it to win it, or why be in it at all?
I'm about winning.
I think I'd be more interested in the prize.
It's about the prize.
I am here to go for the gusto.
Why are you keeping score if you don't want to win?
102 Hall of Famers.
And yeah, because I'm going to win it.
We all want to win.
I'm here to win.
Of course, I'd love to win.
I'm always in it to win it, Avi.
I'm definitely in it to win it.
I've already won.
I hate losing. I want to go to Greece.
It's about the pride. You don't want to come in second. You want to be first.
Well, of course I am. I don't do nothing to lose.
Yes, I do. Of course I do. I want to go to Greece.
I have a newborn daughter. I'm here to win it for her.
Wouldn't be on here if I wasn't going to win something.
Yes, I'm going to win it all, man.
I'm winning it all, baby.
Going for it.
Party people! That's right. I'm here. Nothing better than the top. Well, I'm going to give it 110%.
We don't go out with no losing mentality.
I'm here to win.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here to win the whole thing, man. I don't get in the ring for losing, man. I'm like in the ring right now.
To do the best I can. Looking forward to it.
But I am here to win.
I'm here to win it.
If it has competition in it, I definitely want to be the one to win it.
And have to want to win this thing.
The Mountie always gets his man.
Dude, I'm going to win.
I don't play. I just win.
Why not? I've been to Greece once. I'd love to see it again.
Of course. So yeah, darn right I want to win this thing.
Just say this, Avi. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
And I want to take away that chicken dinner. So yes, I want to win this whole shebang.
Listen, I got the whole pride of my family riding on tonight's event.
The most dangerous place on this show is between me and that prize. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm a winner. I was born a winner. I didn't come here to lose.
You had me at Greece, baby. I told you I've never been.
Everyone's here to win.
But you want to win this entire thing, Mr. Douglas?
Most definitely.
I love it, guys.
I'm a bad man.
Yes, you are.
I can fight.
But I'm here to win this entire TKN celebrity game.
I don't play unless I'm going to win.
Winning is not an option. I got to be a legend because I won.
Yes, it would be lovely.
So yeah, I'm here to win it. Damn it, I'm here to win it. Big.
I didn't come here to lose.
I mean, why not, man? I mean, my wife loves Greece.
Hey, I'm not here for a participation trophy.
Definitely here to win it all, man.
I don't know anything but winning, so let's go.
If you ask me if I want to win, I always want to win.
Anytime I can get a free trip to Greece and $13,000, I'm in it.
If I win, I would be over the moon.
You know, winning isn't everything. It is the only thing.
And then after that,
I think she played Kathy Shumway, maybe?
Yeah, she was Kathy Shumway. Very good. That's very impressive.
I mean, that was fantastic. You are great. The only other person that has that kind of spontaneity and the gift of gab was the late, great Chick Hearn. We thought Golden Throat was gone, but he's reincarnated in you.
You're sheer 9 or 10. You're probably 9.5.
Oh.
10 is no one's perfect. But honest to God, you're terrific. You do your homework, and I've done
that.
everybody.
You know, I've done everything. I've done, in the 80s, I did Johnny Carson. I did Merv Griffin. I did it all. And you're very energetic and good. You ask the right questions.
Now, if I hear any giggling...
Another trio of questions, now more underrated. We have Billy D. Williams, Italian men named Skippy, or unicycle.
Abolish the political parties.
I'll tell you this, Av, you definitely do your homework. Hey, like I said, the good thing about you're extremely prepared.
There's differences, Christopher, okay? From the Luca Brasi situation in this.
Oh, where'd you get that book from?
Yeah, there we go.
That's my yearbook. That's
Yep.
easy. I tell you what, you did your homework.
John Amos.
Man, what an introduction. I hope I can live up to that. God bless you. I'm prepared to take on this challenge of this wonderful monologue that you've written, and I couldn't think of anything I'd rather do after I read it again for maybe the third or fourth time.
I've just been waiting on one of those introductions, and I was sitting there watching the opening of the show, seeing all these guys talk about, oh man, thank you, that was the greatest introduction we've ever had, and I'm sitting here, I'm saying to myself, please, I'm waiting on him to introduce me.
Thank you for that great introduction. This is awesome.
Avi, thank you, man. That is quite the introduction. I've done a ton of these things, as you know. I've never had an intro like that.
It's good to be able to see that you bring people together that, you know what, maybe one of the world's problems will get solved by listening to this show. And I want you to accept the accolades that you get from all of these brilliant people. They tell you that you're smart. They tell you that you're exposed. These are comments and compliments that you have to say, thank you very much, I accept.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know something? You need to quit the show and be my moderator. That will...
Thank you. You said things about me that I don't even remember. And what a collection of wonderful personalities you have.
I think you should write my own book like the intro. Would you do that again? You're amazing, brother. I was always known as a good talker, but I don't know what the hell to say after listening to you. You're amazing.
Thanks, man. That was great. I love the introduction. Yes.
Avi likes to move it.
My friend, I am glad that I'm getting to know you. You are one hell of a human being.
Oh, man, thank you, Avi. I appreciate it, man.
Wow, dude. And that is amazingly everything that's happened in my life up till this moment right now.
I did. It's so unusual to be engaged in what everybody else is saying.
Because when you could stay on and do this, I could have stayed on for hours more.
I had a great time. It was great. I mean, your intro for me was just awesome, but also the intro to the show was like, wow, you have all of these people.
Oh, I had a blast, man. This was absolutely phenomenal.
It's completely different. I mean, it's not like a podcast. You have something amazing going with the show but you're there and you're educating us. You're taking people from different eras, different disciplines. You're taking us out of our comfort zone. You're making us fall in love with people that we didn't know.
I had a wonderful time, Avi. You gave me good eargasm tonight, man. I love your voice. I love the things that you talk about, man.
Is eargasm a word?
It is now.
I may have had great intros, but I shall never have better.
Wow, man. You need to go everywhere with me with that intro, man.
Holy smokes, Avi. Where did you get that information from?
Welcome to the
Wow.
my friend.
Of my face, even when I came on, I'm just like in awe.
Avi, thank you very much. That was absolutely beautiful, man.
Oh my gosh, I am overwhelmed. that was incredible and exciting.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Wow. Oh, my dear, what an intro. Boy, you do your homework.
Hey, Avi, beautiful. Great entree.
Thank you very much. Hell of a info, I tell you that. Thank you, Avi. That was, oh man, I got chill bumps just listening to you.
That was a good introduction.
Wow. That was great, man.
Damn. I didn't know I was that famous. Thank you for letting me know who I am.
Well, Avi, thank you very much for that warm welcome.
Hey, thank you, Avi. I got to say, that's one of the better introductions I've ever had.
I just experienced sympathy cardio. My heart rate's about 120 beats a minute just listening to that intro, brother.
Wow. Holy moly, mother of God.
I need to get a copy of that because that's going to be my eulogy.
Oh, that's quite an intro, my friend.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Avi. perfect. I don't think I've ever had an intro like that.
Welcome. Thank you for having me on. That was the best introduction ever, man.
What's going on, man? Appreciate that. That intro was awesome.
Wow. I just feel like I walked out to an arena.
The greatest wealth is when you can share it with someone. You can share your victories. You can share your failure. You can express your deepest feelings. But the greatest wealth is to be able to say that I have a friend. And I feel an unbelievable level of wealth. And a lot of that is because I have somebody like you.
Thank you, Avi. And if I could say something to you.
Yes,
you know, I've been through a really rough time the last month, and I really thank your support. I lost my father, and you were the first person to support me and all that, and I thank you so much for that. It meant a lot to me.
Did you find the technique itself helpful when it came to observing your scene partner staying present instead of strictly relying upon memory?
That's a great question, Avi.
I really enjoyed this, man. You're a smart guy, and you ask really good questions. And
Last name Mantegna, first name Joe. Joe, welcome, my friend.
I think I have whiplash, Avi. Thank you very much.
What a hell of an introduction. That was cool, man. I don't even think Michael Buffer did it better than you, brother.
I stand in awe of your memory and your ability to rhyme.
What an incredible introduction, Avi. That is probably the best introduction I've ever had.
Jake Roberts, my friend.
Wow, that was scary.
I am so grateful for our friendship. And you know what? You appreciate things in people that make such a difference.
This is different. I don't even know where you come up with these questions. You're so innovative. I love it, man, because it got me thinking.
It was intellectually stimulating, which is a unique thing in this world of ours today.
I had a fabulous time. Thanks for having me on the show.
And Avi, great job. This is interesting and different.
It was awesome. It was really great.
Wow, thank you. What an amazing introduction.
And I really enjoyed every minute of it, man. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm just happy I made it to the next round.
And you, Avi, I have a great deal of respect for your resume as well. I mean, I've done many interviews over the years, but this has been one of the most fun by far.
Well, thank you very much. I can't think of a better way to begin the new year than with you.
Have fun tonight, my friend?
Yes, I did. People are willing and open. I like that.
Wasn't sure what to expect. You're number one in my book as far as putting on a podcast.
You know what? You're a very interesting person. I mean,
you
with all this rhyming stuff, you must really put a lot of effort into this. And
Praise, is teaching this craft as rewarding for you as performing?
I think sometimes it's more rewarding.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. You do a great job preparing.
A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
I hope you're getting paid a lot. That was the greatest intro I think I've ever had.
It's terrific and it's fun and keep bringing diverse personalities together. I think that's great. And it's also wonderful to hear people talk sanely to each other today.
I can't tell you how refreshing it is that somebody knows what they're doing.
When all of the actors and directors, different worlds come together, this is like a sanctuary for those people because we don't always get to talk about the things that really truly move us. I love this show because it makes me feel.
Brother, I'm going to take you with me everywhere to get an introduction. That's the best introduction I've ever had in my life.
You know, usually I'll do interviews and get asked the same questions about Stephen King. This was great to talk about things that matter, that go beyond project.
Wow, when I have a retirement party, even at my funeral, you better show up.
That was one of the best introductions I've ever had in my entire life. Better than my bar mitzvah.
Papa Smurf as a hip-hop artist?
Yo, yeah.
You're very talented. That's amazing.
Mr. Sizemore, first name Tom. How are you, my friend? So I could turn the volume lower if you'd like next time, if you'd like me to do that.
I don't know what I can do now.
First name Keith.
Oh my God, what a great introduction. Fantastic. You do your research, connected with me right there. And he knows my brand. This is why your audiences love you. This is why you continue to great guests. And great guests beget great guests.
I enjoy myself so much. Oh, man.
I love the questions. Honestly, like that perspective in life
Hey, listen, brother, it was so much fun. I'm so glad I'm moving on to the next round.
Avi, you do an amazing job. I appreciate you.
I actually had a great time. I got a great chance to get to know the other two contestants.
I had a great time, and if I go up against Jimmy McMahon, can we do it in the same room together?
I really enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Did you have a nice time, Sally?
I did. A wonderful time.
I appreciate you. You have a great rest of the weekend, my friend.
I did. Yeah, it was very interesting. Yeah, very different.
Had a great time.
I had a great time. I mean, listen, it's it's just bringing people together.
It opened my eyes. It opened my eyes to people and their own trials.
Really enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys.
I sure did. Thank you.
I had a wonderful time, man.
Yeah, I had a good time. It was nice to meet the other folks as well.
Just thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the love you showed.
I had a great time. Thank you to everybody else. Been very kind, professional, and I'd love to be on your show anytime.
I did. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, Avi, you're incredible, brother. You just never cease to amaze me. Thank you very much.
This show should be on mainstream television.
You showed us your heart and soul, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I really do love what you're doing.
I respect you a ton. Can't wait to talk to you soon and work with you as well.
It's like Saturday Night Live all over again.
You have accomplished something that is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. There's no words to describe what you are doing. You are getting the best out of everybody, out of every discipline, and you're putting it out there and sharing it with everybody that, you know what? Your show should be in every school. They should listen because you bring good values. You bring it's amazing what you're doing, Avi. And you know, everybody's telling you, but take it from me. What you are doing is educating. The world is a better place thanks to you.
I think it's fabulous.
I'm excited.
Good evening. Who is ready for some fun tonight? Because if that intro didn't get you pumped for what is to come this evening, I don't know what will. We are celebrating the end of round one with a very special show tonight. The Round 1 Celebrity Grand Tournament Awards Show. We have 10 categories here that we will vote on. We'll show you all of the nominees in each category, and we need you, the engine, to vote after you see and are reminded of the wonderful moment that we had in round 1. Remember, we have 119 Hall of Famers from the world of pro wrestling and sports, as well as Oscar, Emmy, Grammy, Tony, AMA, WGA, Golden Globes, award winners and nominees, and Olympians. They have all passed through the doors of TKN, and that isn't even everyone who has competed in this tournament. It started on April 1st, 2023. With an invitation to 36 people. And it has expanded and evolved and grown so much that we need to take this day to celebrate exactly what round 1 has meant. And this is why we are so glad that you are here with us tonight. You voted all throughout each match. You voted each and every week on who should advance to round 2. On who should deserve a second chance. And now, we are able to see those moments, relive those moments, remind ourselves why they meant so much to us and why they are in our hearts. Because round 1 was unforgettable. And that was only round one. We are on the road to round two. And before we do that, we have an amazing array of shows for you, such as tonight's special award show, as well as coming up, we have the much anticipated rap battle between Avi Klein himself and Tretch, and both Kid and Play. We also have we'll have our round two drawing where we'll find out who is matched with whom. And after that is all decided, we will have a promo special. If you were here for the beginnings of this tournament, for the beginnings of round one, we had promos. We had so much fun calling out our opponents because we all want to win. And why not? $13,000 is on the line. A trip for two to Greece for 5 nights is on the line. The Tom Sizemore Memorial Cup is on the line. The honor of being the very first Mr., Mrs., or Miss TKN is on the line. So those are some of the really fun shows that we've got coming down in the next few weeks. Stay with us because we are getting ready for round two. And also, in that time, we are going to have our second chance bowl matches. We have not forgotten about those. We had that drawing a couple of weeks ago. We know who will be facing whom. When will they start? Any week now. But we will have that coming up as well. So, I invite everyone here. Yes, the rap battle does sound amazing. That is one I think we are all looking forward to, for sure. You can see the comments coming in about the rap battle now. So, I think Reddish Jizzle. Oh, thank you. The award show is going to be amazing, and it is a marathon. And as much as a marathon runner cannot run alone and trains and has coaches, we cannot do this alone. I cannot do this alone. We are a family and a team and colleagues who work together day in and day out. You think this is easy? You should see what we do each and every week behind the scenes. And there's one person who thinks he's done so much behind the scenes, he's afraid of some interlopers coming in and destroying what he believes to be his foundation. Now, we actually have our first official match of round two. That matchup has been decided. And that is JW and Howard Collado. Howard and JW are going back and forth. And if you're paying attention to our post on Facebook every week, there's some heat there as well. Howard, would you please join me so that you can describe exactly how you feel about this match of yours with JW?
Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, I'm grateful to be here. Giselle, amazing opening. And you asked me a very important question. Before I answer that question, you refer to him as an interloper, if I'm not mistaken. I could see the logic there. But let me remind the masses, he's actually Mr. Sometimes, okay? Let's refer to him as Mr. Sometimes. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you why. Because you see, Mr. Every Time, Howard Collado, actually shows up, for the most part, every time, okay? But Mr. JW likes to every once in a while show up. Maybe a little moment here on the green room, a little moment there on the black box. It's sometimes, okay? But this is
It seems to be enough times to get under your skin, though.
You know, I'm trying to keep my cool here, Giselle, because yes, okay, I will acknowledge the fact that the minute I hear his name, all right, the minute he is mentioned, yeah, it does boil my blood, all right? And again, many reasons, all right? Laying claim to something that he doesn't really have any authority to lay claim on, okay? He comes in here with a little smile, pearly white teeth when he does show up, all right? Undermining so much of the work that you and Julie and John and Mindy, all right, and Kelly White and Pete and Joe have done, okay, undermining all of that, okay? That is what he represents to me, all right? I hope that answers the question, Giselle.
It does a little bit. It does a little bit. I think there's more to this, though. And I think we will be getting into that. Perhaps later this evening, perhaps throughout the week.
All right. Always ready.
Always. But we do, as you have said, have many people who work very hard behind the scenes to make this show enjoyable for you. And one of those is our newly crowned host of the Black Box. Not only is she hosting the Black Box, she is in round 2 of this tournament. And her win ensured her a very cool prize. So if y'all are not watching the Black Box on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, currently airing on Joe Rosart and Truly Julie's pages, you are missing out on some of the most important moments of the celebrity tournament.
Yeah, you are.
Everything happening in between rounds 1 and rounds 2 are setting up how tough this competition is going to be. And because of that, we Green Roomers have been privileged to compete against each other to earn prizes, or I'm not going to say earn, but maybe have some consequences should we lose in our future rounds and our future matches. And Miss Julie, our host of the Black Box, has a very cool prize, but that might be taken away from her. So yes, her prize is that she has to use this at the beginning of her round 2 match. And if she calls in this card, she has to be defeated both on the green room and on the Black Box before being completely eliminated.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that raises her chances of moving on to round 3 quite a bit. And having faced her, she's definitely no slouch. I don't want to go against her again. She is super competitive, very intelligent. Let us welcome in our Wednesday evening host, Miss Truly Julie.
Hey, what do you guys know? I'm here on Saturday night too. So you got me on Wednesday. Thank you so much. I love it. And I'm here on Saturday night as well. And yes, Giselle, I do have a couple of big prizes in my pocket, and I'm going to keep them close to me. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm excited, guys, because round 2 is where it's at. We're going to do some fun segment shows between now and the summertime is heating up. Like you said, Giselle, we have a bunch of really cool shows, guys, coming up. And but yeah, everybody's foaming at the mouth to get to round 2. I know some of us are in round 3, excuse me, but you know.
She's too
I can to join you there, Giselle. Avi had to stay there, Giselle.
Julie, would you like to read that, please?
Sure. Tonight is going to be very entertaining and very interactive. Bring in your friends and your fam right here and let's see their comments. TKN is the place to be. Now, is it the or is it the? I've always said the, especially if it's in caps. Like, I like to say the.
It does work that way with the, doesn't it? Hello, Bobby Joe Bristow. Thank you for joining us.
Bobby.
Yo.
Good to have you.
Welcome. As always, DJ Solo. Great to have you, Brian. We love seeing all of our new faces and all of our familiar faces as well, because you are the engine that makes this thing go, and we cannot do this without you. Like our lovely, loyal viewer, Lester and Randy. They've been here for quite some time, have seen the Green Room in many of its iterations. And yes, Randy, yes, thank you for shouting that out. Happy Father's Day. Father's Day is tomorrow. So to all our dads in the cast, to all of our dads out there watching, happy Father's Day to you.
Choo choo, Blake.
Yes.
You.
Choo choo, keep this train moving. I like it, Blake. I love the energy. All aboard! All aboard the TKN train.
Right? And if you're not aboard the TKN train, you are missing out, because we have so much to offer. Not only do we have the Green Room every Saturday night, which you are watching now live, and invite your friends in real time, tag them in the comments, send the messages in Messenger. Get on the YouTube channel and share that link with them. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your computer. So many different ways. We want to see you here because we want everyone to vote like you've been doing throughout this entire tournament. We have one more person who will be joining us live this evening.
Who could that be?
This is our newest addition to the Green Room.
Oh.
And she has had some hard-fought battles herself.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Tonight's going to be mind-blowing. I agree, Julio.
Very much so, Julio. Good to have you, buddy.
Absolutely. Again, if you have not been paying attention to the Black Box on Wednesday nights, and it will soon be airing on our YouTube channel. You will be able to find everything on our YouTube channel very quickly, very soon, rather. But for now, the Black Box on Facebook is where this person has shown the brightest. She has come in and had to battle. How many different times, Julie? Do you remember? She had a couple of different matches because things weren't quite resolved after the first round.
Yeah.
A few times, at least like triple threat for her, I would have to say, and she's really brought her all.
I mean, she got thrown into the fire, I just want to add, and she did pretty damn good. So,
and anyone who can face Kelly White and Ty and defeat him definitely deserves her spot in the Second Chance Bowl. McKenna, join us, please.
All right. Thank you, guys. You guys are warming my heart.
Hi, McKenna. Hi, Pete. Thanks for being here too. You're gonna vote in the comments tonight, right? So, great. Glad Pete's here, but that is taking away from the lovely McKenna, who has just joined us. McKenna, how does it feel to be in the Second Chance Bowl?
It's very exciting. I'm really, really excited about my matchup. Scott Winters, Al Snow, great competitors. Not really worried about it, but I am excited about it.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, all respect to them. I've watched both of their previous matches, and they did an amazing job. Both of them were so close to winning. But I feel pretty confident. Like, they have a lot of accolades to their name, but as far as I know, neither of them is a holder of a communication degree, so.
Ooh, and you think that is going to help you? How?
Oh, well, because I'm good at communicating. I'm good at talking, resonating, and I'm very excited about the topic that I was given, and I can't say any more about it, but I have a really good feeling about it. That's all I'll say. Well,
with over 348 different topics already, I am very much excited about what topics will appear in the Second Chance Bowl, because the topics are only going to be more hard-hitting from here on out. And with the caliber of talent that we have in the Second Chance Bowl,
Shucks.
whew,
Well, thank you.
it's going to be tough. There is one topic and only one topic in the Second Chance Bowl. Margin of error is slim to none. You have none. Yes, Miss Julie.
Yes, that's right. You know, and you did mention the topics. It's like you thought that we've talked about it all. You thought we've delved deep into everything. No. Think again. You guys will see some new topics, some new angles. I'm excited for it. Yeah, I mean, it is going to be exciting. You thought round one, I feel, was like a warm-up. Everybody was, you know, getting their feet wet and getting comfy, and they're like, oh, this is what we're doing here now. I am ready for round two. But before we get to round two, you guys know, of course, that there is the second chances, because here at TKN, we know people deserve second chances. And last week, you guys saw that we set up the matches. Guys, Giselle,
yes,
tell us more about it.
This will not be offered again after round. This is the last time this is going to be offered. After round one, this is it. No more second chances. You have to win to advance. And we have our first matches. They are coming up. We will have at least one match next week on 6/22, right here on the Facebook. So our first announced matchups for the Second Chance Bowl. Who will it be? Who will we be seeing next week? Who is coming on first?
Hey!
These are some power players.
Man, I mean, first of all, if you guys don't mind, I want to talk about the styles of some of these guys, right? We were actually talking about this before we came on air, right? Lenny Wilkins, we've seen him. He kind of has a laid-back style to his approach. Intelligent, I mean, wise beyond his years, just a very wise man. Todd could be very aggressive, right? Also a great rebutter. He's just very aggressive. We saw his amazing match with Stephen Tobolowsky. They were about to go to blows over Superman and Spider-Man. And then you got Brian Taylor. I mean, a man who does his research, also a very aggressive rebutter and goes right in for the kill. Intelligent guy, well-spoken. So, man, we and this is just a Second Chance Bowl match. I mean, this could have been, but this amazing. So, I mean, Giselle, what are you thinking when you see these amazing faces?
Brian Taylor comes prepared, and he knows how important this tournament is and what it means, and he dresses for the occasion. He will leave no stone unturned. He is precise, he is informed, and he is organized. Lenny is also very organized. Lenny he has a little bit more of a quiet demeanor about him, but that draws you in. It makes you want to listen to what he has to say, because every word that comes out of his mouth is important and matters and has weight. And Todd was in our very first match that kicked this off, lost to an unwell Stephen Tobolowsky by 1 point. So it's no wonder that he's in here. We've seen him before as a guest judge as well during round one.
Yeah.
So I think he's looking maybe for some redemption. Julie, what do you think?
Well, like you said, Todd Bridges started us out, and that's when we just started this whole tournament out. So he was feeling out the countdown clock, which we all love. And let me digress for a moment. Avi Klein He's saying, and finally, our first announced matchups for the Second Chance Bowl next Saturday. It is finally here, guys. 2 out of 3 will advance. So you guys see these 3 right here, Todd Bridges, Lenny Wilkins, Brian Taylor. 2 of those guys will advance. 1 will be eliminated from this tournament for good. So that is the way it's going to go for all 5 of our matches that we will have over the next coming weeks. And so next Saturday, yeah, we will see these guys. And if this match isn't enough, take a look at the other match airing live next Saturday night. Giselle, I am sure this will come up now. So, let's see who it is.
2 matches next week.
Bam!
Oh, Bo! McKenna!
There she is!
I'm so excited!
I would love to hear more of your thoughts on this, McKenna. I heard a little bit when you came in, but you are going to be on the first night of the Second Chance Bowl matches. How do you feel about that?
I'm very excited. It's like I said, I'm not too worried, but I am honored to be competing against Al Snow and Scott Winters. I've been studying up on them. I've been watching their previous matchups, and I've been noting they are really good at this. I have been noting a couple flaws here and there. I've been trying to find the flaws, and I think I found a couple holes to poke in. But it's it's going to be a lot of fun, and I am very excited to hopefully win against one of these 2 amazing men and be in the second round. That'd be awesome.
We are going to lose one of these amazing competitors this week. Hello, Jester. So glad you could join us tonight. If we lose Scott Winters, Howard, if he is no longer in this tournament, how are you going to feel about that?
I'm going to be very, very sad. I think we all know I have a special affinity for Scott Winters. He's very articulate.
Oh no, you're muted.
And that's why I think Scott Winters is going to save the world,
He might. Go back and watch his match because he could save the world. If we lose Al Snow, Julie, what would that mean for this competition?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I love all 3. And honestly, I'm going to tell you something because I love Al Snow. Yes, Giselle, thank you for asking. But I love McKenna. She's really proven herself up until this point. And Scott Winters and McKenna, if you could speak directly to Al and Scott, what would you say?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering if I could. Is it possible for me to get a private screen? Because this is probably the first time they're actually seeing me. Hi, Scott. Hi, Al. It's good to see you. Good to see you eventually. I just want to let you know that I'm excited and honored to be competing against you. I know that you guys are preparing as well, but I'm preparing too. And I don't know how you're going to come against me when you don't have much source material to use. You guys have a lot of accolades to your name, and I've been studying them, and I gotta say, I'm excited to see what happens next Saturday. I'll see you then. I'm not scared. I'm not intimidated by any of your accolades or any of your resume. I'm honored. You guys should be respected, but I'm not scared by it. So don't expect to intimidate me by that, because I've got this.
I love it.
Wow.
Confidence is everything.
Just a question. I mean, without giving too much away, McKenna, I mean, what's any specific strategy you have here, or general strategy?
Giving too much away. Well, that's hard.
I know.
Take into account, first of all, it's just one topic, McKenna. So are you going to come in rebuttal blazing, or are you going to, kind of take it a little laid back? I mean, what are we thinking here?
My plan as of right now is, first of all, to study as I have been, be studying their previous debate topics, how they did then, what sort of strategies they used, what I can expect, and kind of be prepared for that, be preparing in advance for that. I think with rebuttals, it's very difficult to plan rebuttals ahead of time because you don't know for sure what they're going to say. If I see an opportunity to rebut, I will rebut. Like, don't get me wrong, because I know those two, they're going to take their chance to rebut. Al was in that tournament where rebuttals were being thrown against the wall everywhere, and Scott, even though he waited until afterwards every time, he always had something to say. So I know these are going to be used. The most that I can do is be prepared with what I'm going to say and be prepared to answer questions. Arnie! Hi! I'm so glad you were watching to hear that message.
They're forewarned.
Yeah, they're forewarned.
I wonder if we're going to change anything for next week. McKenna, I am seeing a lot of love for you in the comments section tonight. So
nice.
I know people are definitely rooting for you, but we are keeping in mind we will all vote fairly and without bias throughout these matches. It will be who speaks to you, who resonates most with you, who brought off the most points, who made you want to learn more, who taught you something. So many different ways you can go with that. And that is what we are going to recap tonight on the Round 1 Celebrity Grand Tournament Award Show!
I'm so excited for this, Giselle. I've been waiting all week.
This is going to be one. I don't even know what words I have for this. We are innovating the industry, the entertainment industry. We are all encompassing. We are a mix of genres. McKenna has more than proven herself with her victory over Kelly. He is a beast of a competitor.
Thank you, Dion. Gosh.
If McKenna...
I feel like the tide has definitely shifted since before the competition. Everyone was definitely on Kelly's side, and now everyone's like, oh, McKenna, you can do this. So, I'm sorry.
There's another one for you.
This feels good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Lewis, thank you. We also have faith in McKenna. Ooh. I told you there was love for you. I told you. But do not count out McKenna. Don't count her out. I completely agree, Julie Hall.
Do we give them like a name, the McKenna heads or the McKenna?
Like their fans?
Somebody said something to me recently. It was McKenna Maniacs.
McKenna Maniacs?
McKenna Maniacs.
There you go.
I love it. T-shirts with that on there.
Triggers, hats, tote bags, water bottles.
Tote bags, yeah, totally.
I think that McKenna Maniacs would send a strong message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avi TKN is definitely changing the world. I agree, Dion.
Yes. So let's review exactly how TKN has been changing the world. We also cannot change the world without you, Engine. We love you. You see Avi there in the comments telling you that. He tells you that week after week. If you saw his preview post this week, it was up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So much love for the Engine. And we love you all too, because I don't want to be talking into a void. Julie, do you want to talk into a void? That would be so... Oh, I would feel so bad if we were...
It'd be like solitary confinement, like virtually, and that would not be good.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like you were going crazy.
Yeah.
They're
Totally.
like...
Sounds like a really bad one-man play. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I want to go to Greece. I don't want to go to crazy.
I want to go crazy in Greece, actually.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Up some olives.
$13,000 to go crazy with, if you would.
There are a lot of reasons to want to go to Greece. And because of that, we have had some extremely... Ooh. Think about what it will be like to see over 100 competitors, including Avi, delivering their promo directly to their opponent before round 2 begins.
Oh my God.
This is going to be fun, you guys, because It's reminiscent of the smack talk we used to do back in the day, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it personally. What about you guys?
I don't know if a 60-second or 2-minute promo is going to do justice to what I need to say to JW. Actually, I'll talk to Avi. Maybe it's like a 3-part, a little mini series. Yeah, that guy. But Julie, how about you? You're what are you thinking about in terms of promos?
Oh man, heck, I literally can't wait. First of all, I don't know who I'll be matched up against, but whoever it was, I mean, me and Giselle, we did that about over a year ago already, man. Memories, right, Giselle? And there was times I questioned myself, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I can't wait. I don't know who I'm gonna face, and that brings me into something.
Good luck,
So
everyone.
we all love Jacques here. Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bon chance to you too, Jacques.
But yeah, the promos, and it reminds me of Jacques, you're up for some awards too, so stick around, buddy. See what we got in store for you.
And we will actually be having a physical award for these categories. We don't know what they will look like yet, but something will be received. Maybe it would even be in the form of a beneficial prize for your future rounds. So yes, we need all of the luck we can get. Bon chance, Jacques. We love every time you are on screen with us. You were amazing in your match. You're a fantastic judge. You're a fantastic character. And we've got some great categories coming up for this awards show. I, for one, cannot wait to get this started. Ça va, Jacques? Bonsoir.
Wait, do you actually know what I
get? That's all I know. French,
I know. I know. Mon petit chouchou.
Oh, I love chouchou. Yes. So a petit chou is my little cabbage, and it's a term of endearment, and it's the cutest little thing.
It's cabbage? I thought it was artichoke. I've been telling people wrong so long. Oh my gosh.
Hi, Takia. How are you? She's great.
Hi, Miranda.
What's up, Miranda?
Bonsoir, Natalie.
Hi.
Oh, we're so glad you guys are all here and sending us hearts and strong arms and French stuff, and we're super excited.
Wait, Natalie, are you Jacques Mon Petit Chouchou?
Wait.
Jacques Petit Chouchou, not Mon, because Mon means mine.
Giselle, what's up?
So highly of her. And Jacques, I hope you're sticking around because you are in some categories this evening, and I know everyone will be cheering you on. So let's get to the first one. On our way to round 2, we have had some intense matches because everyone wants to win this prize and everyone wants that honor. Hello, Miranda. Miranda wants to qualifying. Julie wants to win. Thank you so much, Natalie. And Jacques speaks so highly of you all the time, and you're a warrior.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah. So we are. Oh, Jacques, you make us blush. You're so friendly and all-encompassing and wonderful.
Another Canadian. Yeah.
In my top 10. I'm not gonna lie. He's in my top 10.
Jacques, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
He's a
I
power.
love him in Canada, but he is not the only Canadian we have competing in here, and maybe we'll see some of them pop up this very evening in our categories.
That's right.
Jacques is a true friend and brother. He helps so many. He absolutely does. We will see exactly how he helps so many a bit later. But our first category for this evening. This is why everybody is here.
It is.
Most intense match.
I'm intense, just waiting for this intense. Sorry. The intensity has been building.
We have had.
Are we voting on these?
We are voting on these. We will see all of the nominees.
Oh, cool.
Yes, we are voting on these. We will see all of the nominees. We will, all of us on screen will vote. We will give our whys first. And then the engine. You are not done voting yet. You have to vote tonight too. So after we vote, after you see the nominees in each category, you will vote on that category. Yes, Natasha, yay, category 1. So we will all vote. There will be some sort of a prize. We don't exactly know what that looks like, but each winner will receive something perhaps beneficial to them in a future tournament, perhaps something physical. We'll have to wait and see, but that's part of the excitement of and that adds to the thrilling evening we are going to have, and we are kicking that off with most intense match.
And are you ready for Jeremy London? You were talking a little bit the last few weeks. Anything you want to say to Jeremy? We're going to start things off right now.
Well, I was just talking smack and talking shit. You know,
bring it, buddy.
And you know, still,
it's been proven that that's not true. That why are you? Come on, man.
If it's an elected position, you don't know what the hell you're going to get.
That's the same with any politician. And listen, I have with my dad. So.
Ability of the actors.
You kind of almost reiterated my point in that there was all of this great storytelling.
I can't compete with Taylor Swift.
That's not at all what I'm talking about.
But it is because
What if it's the
total? Hey, you are. I'm saying you at least like one.
Brian,
you're asking a question.
What if it's about the example? All I can do is be the example.
Oh,
so your question said,
you're bringing an example.
I know.
You started out with a partner, with a collaboration and tag team, and then you had a lawsuit, and then you came back together and collaborated with other people.
Women today have created a place where we can all thrive, where the economy is better, where our public health is better.
So you said that women they were the ones responsible for bringing the better health care and everything, but you forget that men were also voting too. You know, who the heck's going to take care of the kids? So now the men, the husbands, are going to have animosity towards the women because again, the power thing. You know, if you're not comfortable with yourself, you tend to...
Feminism isn't about division. It isn't about a power struggle. I used both words, equality and equity. It's about giving a traditionally unheard group more of a voice to continue on.
How badly do you guys want this?
So much. This is possibly the one thing I cannot put into words as to how badly I want this.
This really means a lot. I mean, I need to win this.
I've counted every one of your votes. We've gone 2 hours and 20 minutes. 3, 2, 1. By one singular vote, Kate Hart advances to round 2 of the TCAN Celebrity Grand Debate Tournament at 40.
It was just so much fun to see your little fat face trying to figure everything out with all of this. And all that came down to is you were just a little fly in the ointment that I was playing with, little man.
We'll see who laughs last here in just about an hour.
Kelly White is just simply a scheduled out little frame on a piece of paper that I'm getting ready to mark a line through.
Kelly, do you want to rebut before we begin? You have anything you want to say?
Yeah. Same thing that, always bit him in the ass. He's looking past the job in front of him, and I'm it.
Job?
Like a roadblock. Oh, don't go there, bro. Don't go.
Job is the correct word, jobber.
Hey, let me tell you this. When the heat's on, Marcus, if you feel the need to, take a powder, brother. Feel frickin' free.
Never took a powder, brother.
Yeah, right.
Kelly,
Oh, man.
Wow.
Woo!
Oh, goodness.
We're in the presence of nominees right here, Howard.
Yeah. There were some tough matches, and those are our nominees for most intense match. So, McKenna, let us start with you. Again, our nominees are Ken Patera and Jeremy London, DC Glenn, Raven, and Ryan Cabrera, Truly Julie, and myself, and Marcus Buff Bagwell and Kelly White. Let us know why you are voting for the match you are voting for, and then let us know who that is, please.
Of course. And I think as I'm discussing it, I think now is a good time for the engine to be voting as well. Is that accurate? Okay.
Yes, and start getting your votes in the comments. We will pull those up as they come along. It's all going to be tallied in the back, so let's go.
Okay.
We've got, if you need a reminder, it is in the ticker. Scrolling past, you can see all of the nominees right there in the ticker.
Yeah, that was definitely a ploy to buy myself a little bit of time, but I think I do have an answer. The match that I'm voting for because while all of these were intense matches, I feel like this match went beyond the intensity that we saw in the match and more into I feel like there was a genuine animosity developing in this match specifically, and I think that's why it made it so intense. So my vote is going to go to Ken Patera and Jeremy London.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, thank you, McKenna. That was definitely a very heated match.
Oh yeah.
Howard, you're up next.
Yeah, so, what really made me vote for this particular match has more to do with so much of the, technical shenanigans that occurred perhaps prior to the match. And I believe what we saw was a clip before the match even started, right? And some of that, back and forth actually carried throughout the match, and there was just a genuine intensity there that was seeping out of the screen. So my vote actually will go to Kelly and Buff.
All right, we have one for Jeremy London and Ken Patera, and one for Kelly White and Buff Bagwell. Miss Truly Julie.
I was part of one of those matches, and so, woo! I was sweating during that. So I know that was personally pretty intense, but since I was in it, I cannot vote for myself, obviously. Oh, man, each one of them I watched, I went back in time, I remembered the matches, and those are nominees for a reason, guys. So the match is the match that I am going for is, you guys both had good points with the matches, and I agree with you guys wholeheartedly. The match that I am voting for was intense. It was engaging. There was different points of view at all times. It brought rebuttals, and it also brought edutainment. So I walked away educated, entertained, and left with that intensity high after watching these guys. And so that is why I am going with Raven and DC Glenn and
Ryan.
Help me out.
Ryan Cabrera.
Thank you.
Raven, DC, and Ryan Cabrera. We are tied up in a piece for these. And Julie, I am right there with you. Rewatching our match, my heart was beating fast with the memory of it. So it's really hard not to vote for ourselves because we were there. Yeah. And every time I see a clip, it comes rushing back to me.
For sure.
And I was seeing some of the reactions to these videos.
I mean, you were there for 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Man.
And I was seeing some of the reactions that our engine was having as these clips were playing. And someone said the feud between Kelly and Buff was intense. And it is, and still is. But was their match intense? Is it only the feud? Did the feud make the match intense? Was the match itself intense?
That's a great question, Giselle. And if I'm not mistaken, that match also went into some extra round. And I think at that moment, from that moment on, the intensity level definitely got turned on. You know,
I think it was I think it was there from the beginning for sure.
Well, yeah,
because Kelly tried to rebuttal, had a little stumble, but came back strong. So we know exactly how much he wanted to win. And Ken and Jeremy were at each other. But then we also have Ryan and DC Glenn and Raven, and they were not letting each other get a word in. They weren't necessarily talking over each other, but they wanted to make their points and have them heard. So I am also going with Ryan Cabrera, DC Glenn, and Raven. Right.
Okay.
And it is up to you now. It is time for your voices to be heard for this first category of most intense match. If you need a reminder, we are scrolling through the ticker. Get your votes in now, both on YouTube land and Facebook land. Let's see what we've got.
Well, I definitely agree with you, Mel, right? I don't think the feud with Kelly and Buff is over. I think it's still heated. I think there's residual, frustration, anger, resentment, whatever you want to call it. I think that it's going to keep going. I definitely do.
All right. Natasha votes for DC, Raven, and Ryan.
They're looking strong.
They are. It was definitely a fun one, too, to watch. You were caught up in that one for a while. Keep those votes coming in. Who else we got?
Do you think Ryan's child will be proud? Most intense match. I'd be proud.
Mark Klein. That is an official vote for Raven, Mark Klein. All right. Thank you. Who else?
Welcome. Mark is new, too.
Oh, DJ Solo. I'm going for the Raven and DC Glenn match. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, DJ. So great to have you here.
Hey, on the board. Okay.
All right, Julie. Thank you so much for voting. We appreciate that, Celso. Luis Santiago Rios. I'm so sorry if I butchered any of that name, but please let us know if you can.
That's a dope name, though.
Yeah, it's a very cool name.
I'll take it.
Dion, Kelly versus Buff.
Only time I've ever seen Kelly get pulled out of character. Yeah. Look, Buff knows his buttons, man. Buff knows his buttons, and he pushes them. He knows exactly when and how to push those buttons.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He knows his buttons. Buff also knows his stuff. He says he is the stuff, but he knows his stuff. We have Blake here voting for DC, Raven, and Ryan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Blake. All right. Who else? Who haven't we seen yet? Who's voting?
Allison.
Thank you, Allison, voting for Giselle and Julie.
Thank you.
Are you giving us?
It was really tough, and we do want this honor. I would be very proud to be part of the most intense match because, again, that proves how much everybody wants to win this. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Julie?
Oh, I agree with you because, when we were in our match and when we were doing that, like I said before coming in, I was like, we were there. I legitimately was sweating and it was very intense. I wanted to win. And it really, even watching back, you guys, honestly, I'm going to share this. It hurts still watching it because I want to win. So thanks a lot for highlighting that, Howard.
Anytime.
Yes, we had a vote from Lewis for DC Raven and Ryan Cabrera, and we've got another one from Johnny McKinney here for us, Julie.
Thank you. Honestly, thank you, because we put our hearts and souls into that match. Yeah, we
would
did.
winning this award like make it all worth it, kind of thing?
I think it would actually for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It was already worth it, but winning this would certainly prove exactly how.
Yeah.
How much feel this? Yeah, no, I keep saying that all night. Brian is voting. DC Raven, Brian, and sorry, DC, Glenn, Raven, and Ryan Cabrera have Brian's vote.
Ooh. I didn't know that.
Ooh, we need to talk about that, Jacques.
We do, Jacques. When Jacques became world champion in the WWE, Raven was his manager. Wait, what?
I literally want to hear that story.
I would love to hear that story.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
Avi, make it happen that we bring Jacques on and we hear that story.
Another vote for Raven Brian DC.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Natalie.
I mean, both of those minds, working together, I can only imagine, just some of the amazing work,
Yeah.
Natalie, we appreciate you being here with us this evening so much. Thank you for joining and watching live. You are amazing. You are a warrior. You are strong and spirited.
Yes.
Anytime Jacques comes on, he never talks about himself. He talks about you. That's how much you mean to him, and that's how much he admires you. So we're honored to have you here tonight, watching as well.
It's beautiful to see that you genuinely see the love coming out of the screen. It's every time he talks about her. So it's
absolutely
blessings and love to you.
Do we have any more votes coming in?
I'm not seeing anything. I think it might be time to count down. All right, all together.
All right, let's do it. Ready?
Yep.
10, 9.
You're welcome.
7, 6,
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa.
And winner, our first category this evening for most intense match in round number 1 is.
Who is it?
Who's the winner? Who has won our first category tonight on this very special award show?
I mean, I think there's obviously a strong contender here that got a lot of votes. So
I think so too. Avi, who is that? The winner of the most intense match is. Very well-deserved Raven, DC Glenn, and Ryan Cabrera. Congrats, you guys.
Congratulations to Raven, DC, Glenn, and Ryan Cabrera. Yes, Julie, we are echoing those sentiments so much. And if you missed that match, go back to our YouTube channel. The website will be back up shortly as well. You can find all of the previous matches there to watch. So if you missed any of these, go back and watch them before round 2 begins. And yes, Jacques and Natalie are incredible human beings. Both of them. They do so much. We will be seeing more of Jacques later tonight.
Sure.
Does that mean he's a nominee in another category?
I don't know.
Maybe it's in the next category.
Maybe it is. What is our next category? We have gone from most intense to... Where would we be if this wasn't both educational and entertainment? Avi has dubbed this edutainment. We need both components. Oh, yes. This is what Jacques is doing, this Lute Academy. He has set this up for a few years now. It's gotten bigger and bigger each year, and he is giving newcomers, rookie wrestlers, people the chance in this massive competition.
Nice.
Support it. It's huge. It's great for these unknown wrestlers who are trying to break in, trying to get where Jacques is, trying to get where so many of the competitors in this tournament have been. Because in any of these entertainment fields, most of what you need is someone to give you a chance. So they are in this academy, honing their skills, becoming better people, becoming better wrestlers, and I believe 4 are winning this year, and year over year, the prizes have increased. Ah,
nice.
Go. We got some press.
Wow. That's amazing. That really is amazing. And that just shows Jacques and Natalie's hearts and, just giving back.
And I think that's what resonates with me and a lot of people. I think just being of service, right? And you said it beautifully, being able to open that door for, a young, up-and-coming, ambitious wrestler. And that's important, man, because those doors are not always opened, right? And you have to bang those doors down. But you have Jacques, who is now opening that door, and it's amazing.
And is now apparently going to be Prime Minister of Canada. So congratulations.
We should take a vote now.
Yes. So this Lutte Academy is very important to a lot of people, and we are so excited that we get to share this with you and show you the amazing work outside of the resumes, outside of the accolades that all of our competitors are doing. Because so many of them want to help the youth and the next generation and those coming up in their fields, because they want to keep their fields going. They love their professions for a reason, just like we all love what we do here. And this is part of their way of giving back. So Jacques is filling a need, possibly with what he hoped he had when he was starting out, and giving back to those and providing opportunities for people to develop in the field. And who knows, maybe by the time we end this entire tournament, we'll have one of Jacques' winners from this Lutte Academy in TKN in some form or fashion.
There you go.
Cool. I put this out there. Dream matchup right now: Jacques, and then Jesse Ventura, and then Raven.
Ooh.
I'm just putting that out there.
Make it a 4-way. Put an Avi in there. Bam.
Ooh.
There you go.
Hi, Robert Coda. I saw him. Hi, Joe. Hi, Patrick. Well, tonight is an award show, so let's.
What's the next category?
So we cannot do this without both components of educating and entertaining, and that entertainment often leads to some laughter, and especially ones that you can't hide, and so you have to laugh out loud. So our next category is Best Laugh Out Loud Moment.
So, Ron, you haven't seen Joe since 98, I believe. 98.
When he was in the basketball court for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
I watched Joe play. Good to be with Joe and the man stuntman. Looking forward to it. Sorry, guys. I'm going to kick your ass.
You just made it personal.
Oh, yeah.
You just made it personal.
It's a simple question with a simple answer. The answer is yes.
What the fuck?
Look, that's a simple thing. It's a simple question. I'm not going to go off on a tangent about.
I think you had a disadvantage in having to support Superman because he's such a loser.
Leave Superman alone.
Klein will start things off right now, guys and gals, and he will make a case for the Black Eyed Peas' "I Got a Feeling" as the most motivational workout song of all time. In a 3, in a 2.
Yes, Patrick.
Wow.
Seen that moment a couple times now. Notice what match that was in.
Right, Mr. Collado, what is your vote for the best laugh out loud moment? And Jen, while we are giving our votes, start getting your votes in the comment section as well. And again, the nominees are on the scrolling ticker below if you need a reminder there. Howard?
Well, so in looking at some of those moments again, I noticed something about one individual. What he did was very, in my estimation, very great strategy, because he lured them into a certain place of comfortability, and then bam, he just kind of smacked them and hit them with I'm gonna kick your ass. So I'm voting for Ron.
All right, we've got one for Ron Jaworski on the board. I think this one's going to be tough as well. Okay. McKenna?
Okay, I kind of have two tied in my head, but I'm going with the one that I'm going with because I think it's really funny. I think it's really applicable to kind of my knowledge and my interests in kind of the superhero community. And it's also happened in our very first matchup, which really set the tone for things. So I'm going to give my vote to Stephen Tobolowsky.
Ooh. All right, one for Ron Jaworski, one for Stephen Tobolowsky. Miss Truly Julie.
As you guys know, levity is my jam. So, like, I can't get enough of, like, laugh out loud moments. And every time I see all of those moments, I laugh out loud right along with those guys. But the one that stands out to me is, I'm going to use one word to, although I put up two fingers, one word to express the entirety of it, and that's infectious. So Ron Jaworski gets my vote because everybody moved back and forth in their seats, laughing out loud. Ron Jaworski.
That's true.
Yeah, these are all really great points, and I was paying particular attention to how the competitors were reacting to these moments as well. And you are correct with that, Julie. His competitors moved back and couldn't stop cracking up, and Joe Smith was laughing all night from his intro on, so he was already in a good mood and ready for this. Richard Klein dancing and couldn't speak after, and his Al, and oh gosh, and they were laughing throughout as well. But my vote is going to the person who made his competitor guffaw so loudly it could be heard everywhere. So I am also voting for Stephen Tobolowsky.
Yep.
I like that one.
It was big, it was bold, it was out there, it was huge. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Cracks me up. Love it. So Engine, we've got 2 votes for Ron and 2 votes for Steven. Now it is up to you. Get your votes in. Allison with our first vote for this category. Richard Klein. So funny. Richard Klein is on the board with 1 vote. Julio.
Superman. Taking shots. Wow. Superman losing.
Voting. Julio. Steven has 3. Ooh, Patrick. Brian Knobs had a few. That dude's right. Yes. And that match was great. We had Knobs and Sags and Peter Millman. There were definitely some hilarious moments in that match. He did not make our nominees, but let us know who you were voting for. They're in the ticker, but we love that you appreciate how hilarious all of our competitors have been.
Sags did get you, Avi, that's for sure. And that's a one time.
Julie, while our engine is voting, can you remind us about that moment? All right, Mel is going with Ron. Everyone laughed out loud. It was good. Ron has 3, Stephen has 3, Richard Klein has 1. Engine, keep those votes coming.
Ooh.
All right, Joe, I have to vote for Richard Klein, but I agree. Superman is a loser, excluding the Dark Knight.
Man, a little back-ended slam.
Dark Knight is Batman.
Vote.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Leslie, what I missed?
Awards topics.
Leslie, we are in our second category for our award show this evening from round 1. Lester Cook is voting for Richard Klein as well. Ooh, Richard is catching up there. It looks like we are tied all. Natasha voting for Ryan Cabrera's F-bomb. Thank you so much for joining us and voting tonight. Natasha, we appreciate that.
Around the world.
Yeah.
Another vote.
Christopher is voting for Ron. Ron gets my vote, he says. Another one for Ron. Ron is at 4, and all 4 of our nominees are on the board.
Another one for Ron. Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah.
I was really close to voting for Ryan too.
Me too, actually. That was
it was a hard one.
Thank you, Chad. Richard
That is voting
Klein.
for Richard. That's another one for Richard.
Nice.
All right. Do we have any more? Engine, keep them coming in. Do we have any more votes coming?
Yup.
Dion Ryan dropping the F-bomb.
Yeah, from heard around the world.
And I couldn't agree more with Patrick. This is really tough because every single one of them made me laugh. Jeff Reeder, thank you for joining us tonight. We're so glad you are voting for Richard Klein. So that is another one for Richard.
Ooh.
And
I think that makes us at a tie.
Ryan, of course.
It's on the green room. Not a big surprise. That's all. Well, I think it
voting for Ryan, but we have a tie right now.
Oh wow.
Ooh, we do?
Yeah.
Ooh, who's the tie between?
Oh,
Ron Jaworski, Jaws himself, and Richard Klein.
oh.
Oh my gosh.
I did not see this.
Statement.
Hey,
Oh, Louis, thank you for voting. I must vote Larry Dallas himself, Richard Klein.
okay.
Thus
That
far,
break the tie?
the tie.
Oh, that broke the tie.
That broke the tie, but do we have any more votes out there? Get them in now.
Bueller?
Anyone?
Bueller?
Do we have anything else coming around?
Let's see your votes.
Jeff Reeder Jr., different from Jeff Reeder, is voting for Jaws. Well, we want to be transparent with our engine. We want them to know that we are counting everything fairly.
Yeah. Again, not a big surprise on the green room. We have another tie again. Wow. It would not be a green room show if we didn't have a tie.
No, it wouldn't.
Fine. What's going to happen if we have a tie during the award show?
It's a dance
Ooh,
off.
they get to fight it out? A dance off, right?
Ron and Richard Klein.
Richard Klein and Jaws are tied at 6.
Wow.
That's
I
also
think it'd be
the
an
dance
unfair
of, who's
What was
that other guy? The dance guy who Avi used to play his videos to us all the time.
Oh, Steven Seagal.
Yeah, thank you. Steven Seagal dance.
Steven Seagal dance.
Running.
It's good stuff, guys. If you haven't seen it, maybe Avi will share.
We should have a green rumor dance contest.
We could.
I've been talking about it since I first met Avi.
I'm with you. I'm gonna drop it to the ground, you guys. I think hopefully I can get back up, but
I believe in you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I know the competition's in the title. You are going to do your best.
We got to work on them quads for a while before we do the stance off. Amen.
Gotta do some training.
From the chest up dance. So.
Exactly. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Avi.
I am so ready for this. I can't wait to
Lord have mercy.
You gotta be kidding me. You stand so long.
You're to somebody else. Lord have mercy. This is my favorite dancing in the world. Lord
Oh my God.
This is my favorite dancing in the world.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, man.
Why do I feel like he's dancing on the set of Frozen every time I see him? Does it
He's
look
swatting flies. That's what it looks like. He's swatting flies. It's
Yes. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Not quite the dance off.
Disturbing, Dion. I love that. Oh.
I don't know. We might have to put some of these comments in our next best laugh out loud moment.
Yes, I'm glad that we shared that with you guys. Thank you, Avi. Because there was a time when Avi would play it nonstop, back to back, all the time, just to annoy us.
Get our spirits up.
Now you've reminded him of it. So guess what's coming back, Julie?
I know.
We are still tied, though.
6-6.
We are.
Oh!
That is our tiebreaker. Avi Klein's vote goes to Richard Klein, the winner of the LOL Internet Speak. The winner of the Laugh Out Loud moment belongs to Richard Klein.
You know what?
Very well. Oh,
I had a feeling. Ooh.
Wait, let's give him Steven. No.
There you go. Julia face. I
think whatever his prize ends up being, one of us has to dance it to him.
Oh gosh. Come on now.
Instead of a singing telegram, a dancing telegram.
I'll do it.
Well, can't we find that guy to dance it to him?
Steven Skull?
Yeah.
Moving right along.
We have congratulations, Richard from Chad. Yes, congratulations. He definitely deserves it for sure, because that was, and the way he came out of it to start his argument.
Yeah.
He illustrated it physically. He made everybody smile and have a good time and laugh. This is a well-deserved prize to Mr. Richard Klein for best laugh out loud moment.
For sure.
We have more categories on the way.
Yeah.
The next one might also be highly contentious because it led to some of those intense matches that we saw earlier. Richard Klein was definitely committed. And if you can commit to some of our sillier topics, like the best song to work out to, you can commit to anything, Jock.
Oh my gosh.
You're welcome. We're here to entertain.
This is
alrighty. What category, Giselle? I can't wait.
Oh, mercy.
Sorry. Next category.
Next category. I'm gonna get my serious face back on.
I'm trying to set you up here.
You can't the category.
I see what you are doing there, Mr. Colato.
Yeah.
Our next category is Howard Colato.
Best
Howard Colato.
rebuttal. The power of the index. Next category.
Said, just value every second. You have to have the pain in order to have the love. But a lot of people don't give that to themselves. It's you. You would talk to them caring.
Is there going to be a point where you're direct some honesty to the audience and let them know that you've been telling me things have been quite scattered and that you don't know how to establish a routine? Because what you're saying sounds good on paper, but if that were the case, wouldn't you have a schedule that would allow you to check off boxes?
The issues that can't be decided, that can't be resolved peacefully.
Okay, well, it's my rebuttal, so I just wanted to make it clear. The issues make the war. Well, let me bring this up. Issues don't make controversy. The people behind the policies make the controversy. Take, for instance, President George W. Bush's approval ratings. Did they not skyrocket in March of 2003?
It was a great deal about slavery, was it not?
You're giving me extremely vague generalizations. So it had nothing to do with the southern states wanting to assert their authority over the federal government, right? It had nothing to do because they wanted to abolish federal laws, right? It had nothing to do with the South's right to keep slaves and take them wherever they wished, right? It had nothing to do with it. Exception Raven.
I think Walt Disney's great, but he died of natural causes, didn't he? So how would you save him? That's the difference between an AI and an AI that's sentient. Is consciousness. It's awareness. Awareness of consciousness is what makes a computer sentient.
AI out of this. AI does not exist.
Once they become aware, if computers become aware of their own consciousness, then you have the Matrix.
I mean, Jay.
But if Martin Luther King still would have died, JFK still would have been there to lead the movement. It's inspiring. It's hopeful. It's so far off the tangent of what the question was asked. Like you're talking about learning how to learn, which has nothing to do with collaboration. Although it does, in a sense, because you have to collaborate, but you kept getting off into tangents.
So no, we're off to a hot start, guys and gals. Diane, yes.
I would like to say I also agree that that's a great song, but my song's better.
There you go.
And then you get the golf doesn't draw anything. Tennis doesn't draw anything. I'm talking for high school.
So why should sports be funded over the arts?
Well, the arts they put on plays. He didn't put a dime in for athletics.
Okay, but that was a privately funded venture when we should be able to rely on our government to be divvying it up as fairly to our children as anybody. We shouldn't have to rely on those big money donors.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Oh, goodness.
Do they?
Yeah, they don't. That was some tough competition. I got me heated and worked up. I definitely need some water after watching that. Woo!
Okay.
Well, okay.
Okay, Howard.
All right. So what I was observing again in those clips are how does the rebuttal affect the person being rebutted, right? We got some really great shots, some great reactions from DC Glenn, right? And from Ryan Cabrera when Raven was obviously rebutting. But the reactions I really love was from someone who really was flustered and you could see it. And that was because the rebuttals were coming from Mr. Avi Klein. So my vote goes for Mr. Avi Klein, this rebuttal.
All right, we have one vote for Avi. McKenna.
So I think all of them were very good rebuttals. I enjoyed watching them all. I could see a reason to give all of them the vote. That's why they're nominees. But the one I'm voting for really resonated with me, particularly because it just made me laugh. And I loved that. So I'm voting for Diane Franklin.
Diane Franklin and Avi Klein are both on the board with one. Yes. Julie, you and I are no strangers to the good old rebuttal. But of these four nominees, which engine? Start getting your votes in. You can see them in the ticker below for this category. Of these four nominees, Julie, who are you voting for and why?
Yeah. Both you guys made good points again because, I was like, is this an LOL category again? And also Howard with talking about the reactions, I watched that as well. And man, all of them had good rebuttals. And I know with round 2 that rebuttals are gonna make or break this. And so they're very important. The person who I can't look away from, and I'm almost scared, and I'm not even in the match, but the best rebuttal is Avi Klein in that one. Seriously.
Avi,
it was right.
No, he was going at it. He was not letting her get away with
school, man.
Anything. He's like, nope. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep pushing.
And then Mark came in right after. It was like,
yeah,
oh, God.
It was. McKenna, I definitely agree. I love how Diane Franklin came in and didn't mince words and just said, that was a great point. Mine was better. But the better rebuttals were the ones that did manage to fluster their competition a little bit and possibly derail them and turned these matches into something so thought-provoking and entertaining that I can't help but need to know more and loved that approach to it. My vote is going to Raven.
Oh, good choice.
It's not like you can go wrong with any of the choices on here. Engine, we are turning it over to you. Get those votes in. Start typing them. Jeffrey Dewar Jr., Master of Rebuttals. That goes to Avi. Avi on the board with 3. No. My vote goes to Diane. I love her rebuttal. It was nice and succinct.
I know.
Elise is voting for Jeremy London. Thank you, Elise. All of our nominees are on the board currently.
Natasha.
Is voting for Avi.
I know it's been said before on here, but somehow when people vote for the same one as I did, it feels like they're voting for me.
Right.
It's a recurring phenomenon that I've seen you guys talk about as green rumors. It just feels like that.
Yeah.
McKenna, you want to read that?
Sure. Avi Klein versus Diane Franklin was like Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. 1988.
I think you.
Avi Klein versus Jenny Santana is what it means.
Yeah.
Avi was in a match with Jenny and Mark Henry, and Lester Cook is voting for Avi. He really knows his stuff. He does, and he brought that out. DJ is voting for Diane. Oof. This is getting intense.
I see you.
Christopher is voting for Diane. Thank you, Christopher, for your vote for Diane.
Oh.
Leslie, we did not see that, Leslie. Thank you for putting that back in.
Yeah.
We have another one for Raven.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, if you think you've already voted and it hasn't been pulled up yet, let us know that you voted up top. Get it back in there. Oh.
Was that like 2 or 3 in a row for Avi, or
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We've got another one here. Best rebuttal vote has to go to Avi Klein.
Yes, we had 3 in a row for Avi. He got them all. Thank you guys for voting.
I'm watching. I'm being.
Yes. Julio thinks this is another easy vote.
Straight to the point.
This
is easy.
Since when has this been easy?
Vote. What was that, McKenna?
Since when has this been easy?
Right. Although, in this entire tournament, this might be the easiest night of voting ever. But Julio votes for Avi, as does our friend Jacques.
Thank you, Jacques.
Thank you.
And our other friend Natalie. Merci beaucoup and voting this evening. Allison Wheaton, my vote goes to Avi Klein. He knows his stuff. He definitely does.
He does know his stuff. So watch out, Buff.
You think Avi's going to take over Buff's whole little gimmick there?
He just might.
There'll be a battle for the gimmicks.
Yes.
After the battle, that's next.
Because it's not a gimmick if it's true, right? I mean, it can't be a gimmick if it's true.
I suppose that's true. And we just saw there Brian was voting for Avi. So do we have any more votes? Engine, our friends on YouTube, our friends on Facebook, if you have not voted yet, get those votes in, please. Otherwise, we are going to start counting down.
And you guys know we're excellent at doing it simultaneously.
Avi says, thanks, guys. Humbled. My fellow nominees are strong. They are.
Yeah.
So with that, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
3, 2,
1. The winner. The winner, the undisputed winner of Best Rebuttal, Avi Klein.
It really was a very good rebuttal.
Avi, Master of Rebuttal Klein.
Yeah, I need to study history between now and round 2, just in case I go up against him.
Oh, boy.
Little celebratory dance. Little celebratory dance.
There's a screenshot for you.
There you go.
No, don't do it.
He's the man. Yes, he brought us all here together. I have learned so much being on this show. Julie, I can't imagine being here without somebody like Avi steering the ship and showing us what it's all about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, he is the glue that keeps us together and guides us and steers us. So yeah, thank you, Avi. And take those damn roses.
Including your victory.
I'm trying to
think that why Jacques and Avi have such a great relationship, and Mark and a lot of the celebrities is because Avi gives back.
Yes.
Right? He gives back very openly, and that's one of his many beautiful qualities. So
very much so.
We are about to find out who the next person will be to take their roses. Our next category, and this one's super cool. I like this one a lot. Greatest come from behind victory.
Ooh.
Yes.
Jacques Rougeau, you are the man, brother. Guys, Jacques provides so many opportunities to those that don't have a voice. He absolutely does. And I promise you, we will see some of that later this evening in a different category. Oh, it's gonna make you cry. It's gonna make you cry.
I wore makeup for this.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I did too.
Okay.
Oh my
I was thinking about it.
I need to see mascara streaming down Howard's.
It's the good kind of cry, McKenna. It's the good kind of cry.
Cool.
Jacques is the nominee tonight, so stay tuned. We are so glad that he and Natalie are both with us, and anybody else who is watching who may be a nominee tonight. Thank you for joining us. And look, Jacques, the engine loves you too. Brian here is saying you are the man. You do. Thank you for all you do, because you do a lot, not only with your academy, but as we will see later, for your nomination when that comes up. I don't want to spoil that yet. But I do want to know who is going to win and who our nominees are for the greatest come from behind victory, because we have had a few upsets in this tournament. So, our next category.
We do have a point of oversaturation.
We are at 20 for Eddie Johnson. Jim Brunzell at 11, and Brian Taylor catching up with 8 points, guys and gals.
Published it myself, and I wrote this book by myself.
We are at 42 right now for Eddie Johnson. Jim Brunzell at 20, and Brian Taylor at 19. This is close.
More evidence right now that he was killed as a result of his lack of air support for the Bay of Pigs.
2-1. Guys and gals, Jim Brunzell, 47 points total. Eddie Johnson, 42 points total. Brian Taylor, 26. Guys and gals, Eddie Johnson and Jumping Jim Brunzell have moved on in advance to round 2. And when Rock is finished, Jason London will make a case for The Shining, the original, as the most influential horror film of all time.
But then whenever I watched The Shining, it hit me in a way that was different.
My vote goes to Joe. Cedric's votes for Joe Rositano. My vote goes for Rock Richards. 12 for Joe Rositano, 3 for Rock Richards, and 3 for Jason London. Jason London and Rock Richards are tied at 11. Why does that matter?
Of course, when you're first starting, that is not really the greatest starters, but...
Lauren Smith votes for Joe. Rock Richards gets Gus Anselmo's vote.
This is turning into a battle for second place.
Yeah.
Right now, we are at 59 for Joe Rositano, 31 for Rock Richards, 23 for Jason London, but we're not done. Jason London will make a case for why Leonard Nimoy's A Life is Like a Garden is so very impactful.
To be able to, I think it's some beautiful words that life is like a garden, because you can't have a garden without a dirt, and you can't have a garden without a seed. You can't have a life without a seed.
Difficult, but vote goes to Jason London. But I vote for Jason this round. Jason London with 64 points in the lead. Joe Rositano with 61.
That's
Jason
a come
London,
from behind
who's in third. 3, 2, and a 1. Guys and gals, with a grand total of 64 points, Jason London is the top vote getter and will advance to round number 2.
As one of the greatest movie icons that have ever graced the screen, the Terminator was phenomenal as a villain, but he was even better when he became the hero in T2 Judgment Day.
0. So after round number 1, giving you the tally. Christopher Reed has 12, JW with 7, Courtney with 1. Long way to go. Topic number 2, guys and gals. We're moving hot and heavy.
Let's talk about some of the athletes that came out of UCLA. Football-wise, we got Charlie Aikman. Track-wise, we got Jackie Joyner-Kershaw. We got Flojo.
After 2 rounds, we are at, if I'm not mistaken here, look how close this is. Courtney Gaines with 18 points. Christopher Reed with 17 points. JW with 13. This is close.
Oh, wow.
The differential is 5, guys.
So, yes, I totally believe it's possible to be at the wrong place at the right time. My example would be this. Say you're trying to drive somewhere and you get lost. So you're in the wrong place, but then you see somebody drowning, you jump in and you save them. So you're at the wrong place at the right time. That's it. That's my debate.
My man is Captain Succinct.
And Jeff will vote for Courtney, and Ian Hernandez votes for Courtney with 24 votes and points. Also moving on to round number 2, as we do in these three-way matchups. Courtney Gaines moves on to round number 2 as well. He was down big after topic number 1, but he moves on.
The athletic director, Bob Hitch, and the recruiting coordinator, Henry Lee Parker, and that sealed their fate.
3, 2, 1. After one round, it is Rick Barry 11, Jim McMahon 8, Justin 8. Jim, your thoughts?
These guys are tough. You know, they were going for a three-peat. It had never been done. I know they'd beaten us in 1988 in the championship game. That's the only time I'd ever lost to Joe Montana.
Jeff Reeder, great points from Rick, but my vote is for Jim on this one. 3, 2, 1. After 2 rounds, guys, Rick Barry is up 35. Jim McMahon and Justin are tied at 14, guys. Now, Jim McMahon, are you confident that you're going to advance and be one of the 2 that move on to round number 2 tonight?
Well, I'll probably have to get every single vote to catch up to Rick, but I'd just like to get one more than Justin. I'd be happy with that. This guy named Jack Ruby comes out of nowhere and shoots him. And then it was just total chaos. You know, people grabbed Ruby, they got the gun. They hustled him out of the room. Lee Harvey Oswald was laying on the ground while people were trying to get Ruby out of the room.
Even though Rick Barry's a fraternity brother, me, shout out to Kappa Sigma fraternity. You know, my vote's got to go to Jim on this. Mr. McMahon wins this round.
3, 2, 1. Just like that, guys and gals. 42 points. Rick Barry moves on to round 2 of the TCAN Celebrity Grand Debate Tournament. And with 3 points behind Rick Barry is Jim McMahon with 39 points. He moves on to round 2 of this tournament.
You know, Avi just brought up a good point about the topic 3 and how many times we've seen that be the deciding vote. So that just shows the intensity, not only with the second chance poll coming up with one topic, yours one chance, and when round 2 comes along, you're not going to have it.
Wow, that's a great point. Man, I mean, wow, I don't know. My brain is like going bonkers here. You know, I was looking at that, and at some point there was a 18-1 deficit with one particular match. But I think, again, the match that is always going to stay with me is because of the topic that he talked about and the passion. And we saw this, literally, we saw his whole being kind of bloom open. He was talking about this topic, and that is Jason London. That, you know, when he talked about the garden and all that, I mean, that really shifted so much of that match. So I'm going to go with Jason London.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Howard. Jason London is on the board with 1. And Engine, get your votes in now, both on Facebook and YouTube. We will be pulling those up when the panel is done voting live. And remember, our nominees are in the ticker for this category, Greatest Come From Behind Victory. McKenna.
So, like Avi said, there were a lot more. There were the ones that I thought that I was going to be seeing in these nominations, and I didn't even see them. And I was like, wow, this has been determined so many times by a last-minute, third-round exceptionalism. But the one that particularly stood out to me in these 4 matches, it was the fact that it was so close, always in the last place, the whole entire time until the last topic, where they went to first place by an extraordinary number of votes, as far as I can tell. I might be the most votes gotten in TCAN history. Jason London has my vote.
That is Jason London on the board with 2. Thank you, McKenna.
Yes, yes. Man, so many come from behind wins. we saw Courtney come with the mic drop in its topic 3 and swayed the votes. Not swayed, but earned them. And then, and then Jim Brunzell, he had 2 hours to prepare, and he came from behind, and he shared his book with us and everything. That was fabulous. And the one that honestly will always resonate with me too is honestly the person that made me feel the best with his topic as well, and that was Jason London. So all across the board today.
Great for Jason. This is the easiest topic of the night. I don't know. It's still really difficult.
There's a little bit of peer pressure here for you, Giselle. Who you
Vote whoever you want.
Yeah.
No, I will. I love that Courtney came in and Kid called him Captain Succinct, and it's really great. Raven did the same thing when they can come in and make their point with very few words, and it still resonates, and you still believe in it. But I'm voting for a person who took a risk in the way that he approached this tournament, and it wound up paying off for him in the end. I am also voting for Jason London.
Oh, there you go. I'm like, no, I was kidding.
Yeah, no pressure. Malred also has to vote Jason London. Engine, get those votes in now. Currently, Jason London is the only one on the board, and Elise changes that with a vote for Jim McMahon.
There we go, Jimbo. Yes, we go. There we go.
Jim is on the board with 1. Jason London has 5. Julio.
Ooh.
Okay.
Finally, a tough
one.
Actually,
a tough one. But I have to go with Courtney Gaines for straight to the point, nail in the coffin, comeback win. Julio, I love your reasoning. And we love when you explain your reasons as well. And that was a perfect example of that. So Jim Brunzell is on the board.
Okay, everyone's on the board.
Everyone is on the board. Chad is voting for Jim Brunzell, and he came in last minute on top of that. He had 2 hours to prep. So can you imagine what damage Jim Brunzell is going to do in round 2 when he has time to prep? Jeff Reeder is also voting for Mr. Brunzell.
The bees are buzzing.
Joe, I vote for Jason. Jason brought it. Lester is also voting for Jason. Keep them coming in. YouTube land, Facebook land. Let's get everybody in there because this is a really cool category.
Ooh.
We already got her vote.
We got her vote. All right, thank you.
Leslie.
Ooh, Dion, Jason London by a nose. Tough call. Absolutely.
It was tough because there's a lot of good ones up there. Yeah.
Because how many times have we sat there in agony trying to decide these matches and we feel like it can come down to a coin flip. This person said one thing that could resonate. That person said another. And then they finally have the complete package, maybe in that third topic, maybe in a different topic. So yeah, this is a really important category. Julie Hall, I agree with Howard. So my vote goes to Jason London. Awesome. Another one for Jason and another one from Allison for Jim McMahon.
Okay.
Thank you, Allison.
All right, Endin, keep them coming. We got anything else? Jeff Reeder Jr. is voting for Jason London as well. Who else?
Thank you so much.
Who haven't we seen votes from yet tonight? Natasha, thank you. Natasha is voting for Jim. No? Anyone else out there? Lewis, yes. Lewis is also voting for Jim.
All right.
I appreciate the engine so much. Brian, thank you for voting for Mr. London.
Mr. London! Exclamation point. London!
Okay.
London.
Third topic is intense and brings on the heat. It definitely does, especially when we started doing these thought-provoking topics and everyone had a different question.
Yes.
Choosing between that was the absolute most difficult choice to make each and every week.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
he
you,
did.
Chad. Yeah, he did.
No, Natasha, we did see your vote for Jim. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you put that back in. But yes, we did. No, Leslie, we are going to be fair.
I'm keeping my eye on you. Okay.
No. We didn't see your vote, and the panel will always be honest if we did see your vote. I'm telling you, some of these comments, we might have to do another award show with best comments, best laugh out loud comment.
DJ Solo. We get DJ?
DJ, yes, DJ voting for Jason. All right, do we have anyone else ready to vote? If not, we should start counting this down. Ready?
10,
9, 8,
7,
6, 5, 4,
3,
2, 1.
I think that was our best one.
Winner.
I think it was too.
Come from behind.
Jason
London won the greatest come from behind victory award. Congratulations to Jason London, and congratulations to all of our winners so far this evening. We have more winners to come, because with those come from behind victories, with those rebuttals, with those laugh out loud moments, with those, even with those intense matches, they all work together to create amazing chemistry on screen. Yes, much like you are seeing tonight.
All right. Hey.
Will you say? All right, I'm videotaping. Will you say?
Videotape. I'm gonna say it once again to all Jake's peoples, all them Braves fans. Hey, y'all, appreciate y'all. You know I love you and keep rooting for them Braves.
Please promise me
Jake,
that you won't.
Jake, keep your shirt on now. I know you got a Braves tattoo. You know, it's a family
Uh-oh.
shirt. Jake. Don't take your shirt off, Jake.
Oh, Lord.
Lord have mercy.
If I was sitting in the fourth row at Madison Square Garden and gave a head fake, Patrick Ewing would leave his feet.
Yes, he understands my misery as a Knicks fan. Thank you.
Hey, Peter, I known that fat, toothless bastard for 50 years, since I'm 10. I don't know how long you know Larry, but I know that fat, toothless bastard for 50 years.
No, Jerry, since you were 10. Since you were 10.
And he still gets on my nerves. He still gets on my nerves.
First of all, like, before he created the heavens and earth, what was he doing all that time? I mean, what was he taking, like, the longest gap year in the history of education?
Oh, Peter, we gotta get together. I think we'd have a good time.
You guys are awesome when you come to LA anytime.
You owe me.
Thank you very much.
Peter, just hold on. Peter just texted me. Hold on, let me read this text, Jerry. Peter just texted me. This is from Peter Melman. I'd be glad to hang out with them unless they win tonight. If that's the case, I don't want to see them ever again. Okay, that's from Peter Melman. So we'll find out. We'll find out, guys.
First lyrics are yeah, woo, hey, yeah, ha, oh, yeah, yeah, I want to dance. I challenge anyone to do better with those at the beginning, with those little high. I had a blast. I want to dance with somebody.
There we go.
I'll do it.
I do too right now, guys and gals. And you know,
I just want to say what a pleasure it was to meet both of you, all three of you.
I haven't seen that
It
yet.
can be a painful demise.
Just you and me. Come on now, let's all sing. We are the world. We are the children. We are the one. It's a brighter day, so let's start giving.
I got cleaning earlier today, and my top lip is still half up. Every time I talk, it's hilarious. I've been sitting here waiting for it to stop doing it.
you got it. And John Red, hey, maybe I got you a vote. He says I'm going to go with Jeff this round. Great job by all three.
Good job. Keep hyping me up. Let's go, Avi.
You got it.
Avi, I'm getting smoked by these guys. I should have rounded up all my boy band fans for this crew.
Jeff, let me ask Jeff. Jeff, sure. is that a big microphone right there?
It is. So the microphone is small, but this thing basically replaces having to be in a booth. So I can record studio quality stuff right here.
Gotcha. Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
You know, and to hear you talk, you know, you really touched me, Jeff, because you kind of showed me something today that I've been trying to understand, and the way you put it, you made it so clear to me. I appreciate having this time with you tonight. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Jacques. The feeling's mutual. Tim, it's an honor to be with you guys.
I won't tell you how those dates went. That'll be another story. But guys, will take a while.
Oh,
Mr.
Blockbuster and DVDs.
Yes. Yes. Blockbuster and DVDs.
You know, I'm from a analog era. You know what I mean? Not digital. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
Me too.
We used to touching the people, getting with the people. So you could learn a lot from technology, but a lot of technology is really taking people away from people.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. The open space didn't distract us.
Don, I'm a true fan. Yo, I never watched all of your movies through time because they scared the crap out of me. I didn't see the twist plot, so I couldn't not dis. But it's a pleasure, yo. Love y'all, man.
Pleasure. Great to meet you. It's great to meet you too, Trent.
I don't know if you know that Mike Ditka was known as Sushi Ditka. Did you know that? The man would only eat raw fish, and people don't know this about Mike. I don't know if you know that Mike Ditka was known as Sushi Ditka. Did you know that? The man would only eat raw fish, and people don't know this about Mike. You talked about who's on first. There was a meme going around Facebook. I don't know if you saw this, Nikita. They had this Japanese player whose last name on his uniform was HU, and he was standing on first base. Yeah, it's all over the internet.
I did see that. I got to look
This
for
was
it.
like 2 days ago. They were all over the internet. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you, Richard, for the idea. I appreciate that. Joe, here.
You know, and just get you up and get you going.
Keep it clean, Al.
PG, Al.
I am
PG,
keeping it clean.
Al.
I'm using completely scientific terms. So, you know,
Keep going, Al. Keep
imagine
going.
if you're right in the middle of marriage relations, and then that song hits, and you're like,
Keep
oh,
going,
I'm
Al.
gonna
Don't
give
dig
it.
a
I'm gonna
bigger
give it.
hole.
I'm
going.
gonna drive the bus through the tunnel. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Such good. My cheeks hurt.
I thought I had my vote decided for this one for sure, but after watching that, oh my gosh, it brought back so many memories. So this might be the toughest category of all so far to vote for tonight. And again, they're in the ticker and engine. Get those votes in.
Yes.
Because, whew, this one was so tough. We had to have 6 nominees in this category.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I know. I wanted to be in each one of those matches hanging out.
Well, it's competitive camaraderie, right? That's so much of what we just saw, you know, which is just amazing, you know, just amazing. Yeah.
It is. And there's someone in the back who's also been very competitive, especially lately. And this whole idea of points and challenges on Wednesday nights started with him, and I wasn't expecting him until later this evening, because he has his own match. He has his own issues, rivalry occurring that has yet to be solved. We saw the beginnings of that last week. But since he's here, I am going I'm going to go ahead and introduce Mr. Wednesday Night, Papa Red himself.
Hey guys, man, I'm sitting here watching you guys have all the fun, and I have to join you. I know that I wasn't supposed to be here until later, but I'm ready to go tonight. Tonight is my night. Mr. Wednesday Night turns into Mr. Saturday Night, baby. Woo! I'm ready, guys.
Papa Red, I see we have an addition to your nameplate here. Papa
Yes.
the Red? Can you explain that?
I am the Red because, you know, I'm the only Red on screen tonight, baby. Because what about the anti-Red? Where's she at?
I mean, I
Wait.
assume she's coming later, like the plan was.
Yeah.
Right. And
Did you, Giselle?
she has been, well, she has been going by McKinney, so that would still make Papa Red the only Red on screen tonight.
True.
But also, I have a little...
Hey guys, have you, has anybody heard from Mindy McKinney today? Anybody? Boy, hey, you know, I was telling Kelly White that I am building an army, and you know, a lot of my army really don't like Mindy, and they.
Well, just want to say hello to a Ben Freeze.
Hey Ben, welcome. Glad you could see me here on Saturday night, but Wednesday night is where I'm king of, but Saturday night I will take center stage because that is what Papa the Red does, baby. Anyhow, guys.
I've been seeing the comments and the questions of where is Mindy, and she is slated to be here later this evening to finish this match, this Battle of the Reds, but Mindy versus John is scheduled tonight, their final dance.
Yeah, it's going to be an intense one, and she will, be here.
But I've also heard she might not be here.
No. She went back out. That's not like
Surely she's watching, right? She got the link. Sign in, Mindy. Sign in. Let's get this done right here. Let's get it done right now.
She has the link, and we've gone through 2 nights of this already, and tonight is supposed to be your final day. John?
Begin now.
Go! Since John is here, let's not wait any longer. John versus Mindy will begin now?
Let's do it.
Now!
Bring her in.
All right, where is Mindy?
I'm starting to get worried.
Get ready.
I
It's gonna
normally talk to Mindy every day, and I did not hear from her, so you had me worried there for a minute. So
Yeah.
I'm really glad.
It's amazing. Look, it's right there. We can see it on screen. It's going to begin. Unless, John, have you been in contact with Pinocchio Joe today?
No. Why do you ask that?
Well, he did appear on screen during your first topic.
Yeah.
He was in the comments.
Well, look, Pinocchio.
Do you think he's
Joe,
getting to her?
Oh, you guys, she has 120 seconds to enter.
Wait, so
the
she's
arena.
not here yet.
What? So what's going to happen if what will happen if she does not enter in these?
Well, she'll show up. She's a woman of her word.
She's been talking about this the whole week. I mean, she is ready to go into the depths of hell with you, John. So
Mindy doesn't give up.
No,
So
she does not want to go back down to second chance.
John, are you automatically going to win this? Is she forfeiting? Does that mean she's back in the second?
No, she still has time to get in.
No. It's she knows when the match is. She hadn't reached out to anybody. She hasn't talked to anyone all day.
How do you know that?
I just assumed she was prepping.
She's not reached out to anyone.
How do you know that?
I just assumed she was prepping all day.
Well,
I mean,
has she answered any of your text messages?
No, but this is huge.
Here we go.
If Mindy does not arrive, then she will be sent to the Second Chance Bowl. We know the stakes. In that case, John will be the sole Red to have the rest of the Red family voting for him in round number 3.
I mean, come on. You don't know if there's any foul play going on, John.
Mindy.
I mean,
Mindy, you don't want to go back to the Second Chance Bowl.
Pinocchio Joe he did make an appearance in topic number 2, and I was really worried where Mindy's mindset was going to be after that.
Look, I'm telling you, she's made a lot of people angry. She's made a lot of enemies. I cannot be responsible. I cannot.
But
again, I
you
cannot
are
be
laughing way too
accountable.
hard over there, John.
What's that?
You're laughing way too hard over there.
Especially because Pinocchio Joe wasn't the only one to show up on Wednesday.
Avi wants us to count. So let's
do
it.
Let's all count down from 10. Starting now. Let's see those fingers. Everybody together. Raise them. John, you too. 10.
9. 8.
Mindy.
7. 6.
This is going to shake up the tournament.
5.
Mindy, where are you? Sign in.
4.
This is really going to happen.
3. 2.
Ooh.
We're not at 1 yet, John.
Wait.
John, what are you doing, John?
Wait.
Do you have something to confess?
John
wins
via forfeit.
Wait. This is
what
am I thinking? This isn't how I want it. No, this won't work. What am I thinking? Yeah, no. I need more. I gotta. Let me just talk. Okay. Yeah, but she deserves it. You know what she's done to you, man. This isn't. Yeah. No, you don't want it this way. You don't want it this way. But hey, she started this shit and finished it. This isn't enough. This won't be enough. Let me just. This will get back to Mindy. So let me.
John,
Yeah.
Do you accept the forfeit victory?
No. No, I don't. No. I should, but no. I don't want it like this. I know it's going to get back to her. So let me just say this, Mindy McKinney, the anti-red. Yeah, I could take the easy way out. Yeah, the shit you put me through, I'd be justified, but I wouldn't be satisfied. I want to beat you fair and square. I want to see you squirm. I want everybody to see the displeasure in your face when I put you back in the second chance bowl. And you have to earn your way back to this tournament. So, no, I don't want it this way. I will not accept this forfeit. No. No! I don't want it this way. We'll do it again. Let me tell you something. I will face you anywhere, anytime, any platform, any stipulations, because you're going to get everything that you deserve. Everything.
Wow. Well, you heard it here, folks. John is not taking the forfeit. The match is going to continue. You know what, John? I actually admire that decision. I think I don't want to speak on behalf of anyone here or the engine. I think everyone wants to see this end fairly, as fair and as square as it can be. So wow, big news. If you guys are tuning in out there, the engine, Papa the Red will go on with and face off with Mindy. It's official. He did not take the forfeit. He had the option and he didn't take it. And again, I actually admire that, John. Wow, that's look, that is huge. And one of the things that we can't really refute is that it's kind of ironic that we're voting on best chemistry. I mean, in some ways, you and Mindy bring out the best and the worst.
No.
If that's not chemistry. I don't know what it is. So with that,
But John, do you realize this means you could still potentially lose and be back in round 2?
Giselle, have you been watching? I'm not going to lose. That's why I don't need a forfeit. I don't need to give her any reason to ever doubt where she belongs. She doesn't even belong in the tournament.
Oh.
Much less will she make her way out of the second round, the second chance bowl? No, I'm not going to lose. But I want the engine deserves to see it.
Very well.
Wow.
The green room is a hot commodity. I don't think any of us here could disagree with that.
Nope.
Time is running out for the intermission portion of this tournament. We will be beginning round 2 shortly. I am therefore announcing the Mindy John final topic. The final dance for Saturday night, June 29th. There must be a winner that night.
Absolutely.
You heard it here, Engine. You see it on screen right now. this is not over.
Thumbs up, baby.
Mindy and John will continue their match. They will continue with their third and final topic, their final dance on Saturday night, June 29th. Wow. This will be resolved before round 2 begins.
Wow.
I am glad, John, that also agreeing with Howard that you're not forfeiting, because you want to win or lose fairly. And now we have a date.
We do.
There.
And John, do you agree with this?
Yeah.
You are doing this because you don't want to hear any excuses in the future. This is a point Mindy keeps bringing up to you, that she keeps saying you're making excuse after excuse after excuse.
You know, it's funny because I'm all set for her not to show. It wasn't going to be a big surprise to me. But we got just a couple of seconds into the countdown, and all of a sudden, all the satisfaction that I was feeling dissipated almost instantly. And I thought almost at the same time, no, this is not going to be enough. It has to be more. It has to be more. It's time for us to do this and do it right. Do it right. I'm ready. I'm ready, and the engine deserves to see this match. And I want to see Mindy in front of everybody get humiliated like I know she will.
Woo! Those are, as they say in the schoolyard, those are them fighting words.
Yeah.
Not to at all take away the intensity of what's been going on between you and Mindy. It's been, intense. It's resentment, anger, betrayal. It's we've all witnessed it here, and it's been just something that really can't be described in words sometimes. I mean, we've seen you and Mindy just go at it on the green room, black box. It's online, on Facebook, the posts. I mean, it is wow. But it's happening, right? June 29th.
June 29th, it's happening. The final.
There
Final
will be-
dance.
All right.
29th. You heard it. We still have 7 award categories remaining. This is the green room. You never know what you're going to get. What we do know is that the green room is filled with a beautiful history. Let's salute said history.
Guys, history does repeat itself. We have a game coming up probably in about 10 minutes or so. I'd like to bring up an example just to let you guys know that I don't necessarily think that any of us are special. I think every single generation has its vantage point of why they're going through something that's critical in their era. But if we rewind, we can learn a lot from history. We trust our media. We trust the fact that maybe not today so much, but we trusted our media. We trust the fact that journalistic integrity was ever present in the past. But what about our commanders and chiefs? What if they feel lied to? What happens then? What if the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, lies? What if the Central Intelligence Agency is there to help you out as the new commander-in-chief that just was literally sworn in? I'm talking about 1961. John F. Kennedy was elected in 60. But in 1961, he had a foreign policy dish, and I always bring this up too, and I know Dell agrees. He had a foreign policy dish that he inherited, unlike any other president that we've ever seen before or since. It might be arguable, lot of people might have some people that they believe might have had just as difficult a task as it pertains to foreign policy. But John F. Kennedy, certainly prior to John F. Kennedy taking the reins, I don't think there's ever been a leader in this country that had to deal with as much as he did. We're always talking about how it's hard to believe how maybe someone like the FBI could lie to us. How can they suppress information? Well, the CIA suppressed information from John F. Kennedy. There was something in 1961 called the Bay of Pigs. John F. Kennedy was led to believe that in order to overthrow the Castro regime and Fidel Castro himself, there would be nothing better for him to do in terms of raising morale. Instead of sending our troops, why not train some Cuban refugees? John F. Kennedy was all for it. John F. Kennedy wanted to train these Cuban refugees. There was just one problem. They weren't trained properly. A lot of these refugees had no military experience whatsoever. They were taxi drivers. They were lawyers. They were doctors. They were people that escaped the wrath of Fidel Castro in Cuba in order for a better life. And John F. Kennedy thought that he was being told the truth wholeheartedly. He thought the CIA had told him that the best way to overthrow Castro himself and his regime is to actually make sure that the refugees do it. Didn't happen. They were slaughtered.
Yeah.
They were absolutely slaughtered. This was the first chink in the armor that was exposed as it pertains to John F. Kennedy's complete distrust of the CIA. And a lot of people say, what's the big deal? A few Cuban refugees were slaughtered. I say, first of all, any life that's destroyed or killed innocently is a problem, especially when you're fighting someone that literally has a stronghold and a chokehold against his own people the way Castro did. Talk about propaganda. At the same time, we're also talking about the fact that our involvement in Vietnam had already taken place, but not to the extent that it would. And after John F. Kennedy's mistrust in the Bay of Pigs, he no longer trusted the CIA. He no longer trusted the military. Dwight Eisenhower talked about the military as well. He actually had a coin and a phrase. I'm not going to bring it up because it's part of our trivia. He had something that he coined. Lyndon B. Johnson, after Kennedy was assassinated, said, I'm not going to ever go against the CIA. I don't dare do that, because John F. Kennedy, after he was lied to during the Bay of Pigs fiasco, did not want to increase military involvement in Vietnam, because he no longer trusted the CIA. So how much have we really changed? In the last 50 years or so, are we still responsible for doing our own information? Are we still supposed to be inclined to believe what the media tells us? Are we still supposed to stop questioning everything? Because for those of you that are John F. Kennedy fans and think he was a great president and did a lot domestically and internationally, foreign policy-wise, sure. Wouldn't you say that he had a right to question the CIA? And when he questioned the CIA, a lot of people had had their own opinion. They seemed to believe that when he questioned the fact that he didn't want to increase military involvement in Vietnam, he might have signed his own death warrant as a result. The way I look at it is, we have to look at history and take bits and parts of history and apply it to today. Right now, we're being lied to because there's something that Del Wilkes brought up that is so important, because it has to do with us as Americans, not as liberals, not as conservatives, not as the right, not as the left, not as Democrats, not as Republicans, as citizens. If we want to make our choice, we have to understand that the people that suppress us are the ones that know we're not going to ask the questions because either we're not capable of doing so or we don't deserve to know what the truth really is. Del Wilkes.
You know, Avi, too, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember back to the Bay of Pigs, Kennedy had been very critical of Eisenhower and his handling of Cuba, and you know, he was very anti-communist and been critical of Eisenhower, and also Nixon as well. But they gave him such horrible information, didn't they? You know it much better than I do, but we thought we could go in and take their Air Force out of their planes, and then we were going to have an amphibious landing with about 1,300 guys, and the waters weren't as deep at the landing point as they thought. There were coral reefs there. They were just set up for failure, and as you said, they were just completely slaughtered. So you could certainly understand his distrust of the CIA and those that gave him the information that he used to make the call to go ahead with the ban.
It's a very good point. And again, you're right. Eisenhower sanctioned the covert CIA Operation 59 to topple Castro. And Guys, it's all interconnected. It's all intertwined. That's what history is. History is an extension of the present. We're always going to have a history segment here. And right now, as
all for freedom of the press, I'm all for the press. I mean, we've got it everywhere. It's instantaneous. I want integrity from them, and that's what we're lacking. I no way, shape, or form want to stifle the press. We need them. We need a fair and honest press, but we're not getting it.
I don't think we're getting it across the board. Like I brought up, whether you're left, whether you're right, I don't think we're getting across the board because right now the narrative is what matters. You got to think about it. It's big business right now. Look at the media 20 years ago. What was their agenda? Look at the media today. It's changed. The stakes are a lot higher. I think that's why people are trying to seek out their own source of information, and I implore people to do that. Guys, thank you for that, Billy and Lucinda. Lucinda actually says, Del, I like your shirt. The red shirt that you're wearing. I think it might have been the first time I've seen this on the broadcast also. And somebody asked me if this is a new blazer. No, but I don't wear it too often. It has flowers. I'm not a flowery guy. We have Jannard Soli who's with us. He's going to be playing a really cool game with us. David Lackey, you have eliminated editors. Now most of your media is talking heads. That's from David Lackey. Ask my uncle Walter Cronkite, was he more fair to both parties than the biased media we have today? Lyndon B. Johnson didn't think so because he lost it when he called him up after a CBS News report about Vietnam.
Ryan, I don't think any of us could agree more. What an amazing soul, and he very much is missed. He was a huge part of the beginnings of what was to become the new network. So taking this dive each week, seeing what Del brought, how this whole concept for a talk show network began. It is very heartfelt.
You know, it's bittersweet because when they talked about unmasking the truth, that's exactly what they did. That was a Sunday night program, and I remember watching that. Now I was a fan. I was just watching, and that was my favorite. It was a program every day. There was no days off. Saturday was the green room day, but that was the Sunday show, and it was my absolute favorite. Del Wilkes, I didn't really know him before. I wasn't a big wrestling guy, but I got to know him probably better than I ever would on that show that him and Avi did. It was wonderful. Like I said, it's bittersweet because although it's nice to be able to go back and listen, man, I wish we could have a conversation with him today.
You know, Giselle, you really hit it on the head in the sense of you really see the early seedlings, you know, the germ of the ideas of what will become, you know, this amazing network. And you saw it in that conversation, the questions, you know, organic chemistry, you know. 5 days a week, we spoke about things that mattered to us and that developed into a strong friendship that was defined by virtue, support, respect, and love. Del was getting ready to meet me in Florida, but that day never came. Regardless, a vacation has nothing on time spent with Dell. Yeah.
Well said. Wow. Well said.
I wish I had gotten to know him. He seems like a really nice guy, like a really intelligent man. And I'm glad for the time that he was here. I'm glad for the impact that he made on TKN and on Avi, and presumably on the many other people in his life that felt touched by him. So I'm glad to see that legacy.
Yeah, I did not know him in life. I came around afterwards, but I appreciate the memories and you sharing that, Avi, with us. It allows me to know him through your eyes and through your heart and through the conversations that you are able to have. And honestly, like, that's the beauty of what we do here too, because it's encapsulated and it can be shared forever. And I felt the love coming from what you shared with us. And thank you for that, because it shows the love between, you know, friends and real friendship and the beauty in that. So thank you for sharing that.
Julie Hall, I agree. It is sad that many of us didn't get to meet him while he was alive. And yes, Joe, he did make a big impact and still does. But think about how fortunate we are that we can have these conversations in a recorded form and still are able to see that impact that he left. Much like what this tournament is doing and why we're having this special show tonight. We have 7 categories left. The show might run over. Do you guys want the second half of these awards to take place next week or the following? If so, we have plenty of great videos tonight. Engine, let us know. This is your call. Here at TKN, you are our voice. We will always make sure that your voice is heard. It's part of why we shout you out each week, other than also we love the support. We will be voting on our last category. We saw that video on Best Chemistry. Remember, there are 6 nominees. We'll get that scroller up. So if you would like to continue next week or the week after, let us know in the comments right now. If you want us to continue tonight, let us know. We do have some videos available that showcase what TKN has been up to in the past week, should we choose to continue the awards in the next few weeks. But we will definitely vote on Best Chemistry tonight.
Yes.
Yay! Because those were fun.
Well, speaking of chemistry, okay, but how about one more category, Julie? Okay. Yeah. One more category after this. I think that'll be awesome. All those categories are super fun. All those moments are just amazing to rewatch. So yeah. Speaking of, what was it going to? Oh, well, really quick.
Sure. Go ahead, Howard.
Really quick, Howard, because
I don't believe you, but hurry up.
I was just going to say, Avi is a flowery guy. He has a good heart. So I don't think that he's not.
Howard, I have things to say now.
So, all right, Best Chemistry. Okay, so here it goes.
Yes. So let me talk about. Yes, we have had We've had a couple of awards categories so far, and the last one we did see was the Best Chemistry. So we are going to continue with voting on that. And then stay tuned, because I'm going to share something super duper fun with you guys. Jacques, this show has been awesome, but my bedtime has arrived. Good luck and check you out next week. Natalie has gone to Dreamland. Oh, well, dreams, guys. And thank you so much for.
Thank you for tuning in.
We're so glad you were here for as long as you were. And we will definitely let you know the results if we continue on tonight. And if we continue on in the next few weeks, please come back and watch because you are up in a few more categories. Our friend, we love you. Thank you for being here. Tell Natalie we all said good night, and we wish her the best in her journey and her recovery and what she is going through right now. Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay.
We're getting some updates here.
We do. It seems like we have some breaking news. We have a reason, a very good reason for all of you out there in Engine Land to tune into the Black Box this Wednesday night. Miss Truly Julie, our lovely host. What time is that on Wednesday?
So yes, you guys join us on Black Box. It is the show on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you are on the Pacific Coast like I am, then it's 5 p.m. So 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Mountain Standard, and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 8 o'clock on the Eastern. So see you guys there. Come in, say hi, get ready to vote on the best chemistry on Wednesday night. But you guys, seriously, stay tuned. I'm telling you guys right now, please, because we have something super duper fun and coming up for you guys. So you know that the green room, the Black Box, everything that encompasses it throughout the week. Yes, if you want to vote for best chemistry, show up on Wednesday night. I just want to make that clear because we're not going to vote on that right now. So because John came in and but yeah. So come on Wednesday night, vote for best chemistry. We'll refresh your memory that night so you guys can do that. So we'll have the final award of this evening is coming up, and you guys are not going to want to miss it. It is coming up right now. And this, yes, we have one final award tonight. Avi, I just said that. Yes, but thank you so much. We are going to talk about what makes us tick, what makes us run, what gives us that energy. You know, gas is what fuels a car. What fuels TKN? It is the wonderful viewers and the people like you guys. So we have a wonderful, beautiful awards for the engine. Enjoy, guys.
Awesome.
Every single week, it was always just the question of like, okay, is somebody gonna die this week?
I'm going to go with Mark Henry as winning it all the way.
Well, Gatorade, you know, they were two of the hottest things in the market back then.
Her name is Elise. Welcome, Miss Pender. How are you?
Good.
Jeffrey the Giraffe really brought the energy.
we couldn't do it without you. We love you guys so much. Oh.
There were so many names I saw in there, and I was like, yes, yeah, they did make it into this video because they're awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Avi said, they mean so much to us because just like the name says, they're what keep it going. You know, you have to have a strong engine, and that's exactly what they are. Extremely strong and devoted.
Here every single week, always commenting, always excited. It's a blessing for sure. And I know all of us are happy to have you.
You don't know how many times we're on the screen and maybe we're, engaged in some storytelling, making an argument, and we see your comment and that immediate love and dopamine hits, and we're like, okay, you're with us. Awesome. And it means so much in those moments. So always thank you.
You guys rock. Yeah, thank you. And the support that you guys give us. A lot of my family members are so like, you guys support me and are patient and kind, and we love you guys all. So tonight is one of my favorite episodes ever. Give it up to this amazing Green Room cast on screen and in the comment section. Love you, fam. Thank you, Avi.
They're Green Roomers. And
we can't do this without our leader. And we can't do this without the engine and those who support us. That's not buying it. Not this time.
Just kidding.
Are you buying this? Are you buying this tonight? Are you buying this?
Oh man.
Wait, when was that timestamp, Howard, that you need to save for all eternity that he said we are awesome and wonderful?
Yeah, screenshot that part, not that part.
I'll engrave it. I'll give it to the Library of Congress. Here, save this.
Send us all a copy.
Yes, exactly.
For sure.
Well, Dion said that we make it a pleasure to tune in every Wednesday and Saturday night. And remember, Wednesdays will soon be on YouTube as well. Oh, thank you, Lester. And Elise. Oh.
Nope. Speaking of celebrations.
Celebrate good times come.
All right. Speaking of these celebrations.
Spark. You have the gift for bringing joy and laughter to the world. I know. I created you. Quit bragging. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the spark.
But that attack only can make you weaker and destroy you and take you to turmoil, or it can build you up and make you stronger than ever.
beyond the glory, the real story is what happens behind the scenes when these celebrities want to know who's next, when is their next match, and who and why do you want to win this thing. Anybody can, somebody will. Enjoy.
I love it. John.
It's like Blue's Clues when you find the clue. Oh!
Yeah. More like where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo?
Yes.
I think Ms. McKinney is going to come back rather strong on the 29th after hearing some of this tonight. But it takes all of us to make those achievements. It takes you, the engine. And because of that, we would like to ask you another question. We love your comments. We love your thoughts. We love your questions. We have one for you right now.
Ooh.
Avi has a brand new archives video.
Oh, wow.
This is different than the Dell video we saw. Yeah. Ooh, he doesn't want to play all of it now. I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued too.
I have a Kelly White beard right now.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. This.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that. Right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Engine, this is for you.
Yeah, you guys answer.
Save the entire vid for next week. Or maybe a bit of a tease tonight. Engine,
the entire video.
What do you want to see? You want to see the whole video in one shot next week? Julie says, tease us. Natasha says, save the whole thing. Ooh, this is...
Ooh. I love a bit of a tease. Okay. 2 teasers.
Oh, Chad says, quit teasing. Joe says, play some now.
3.
Julia says, I need it. Show it.
Oh.
Engine.
Ooh. Well, you're getting some happy here.
Next week. Okay.
Well, you need to make a decision, Brian. That's not helpful for us.
I don't want the feeling of no way out the way.
No.
Man.
No.
Right?
Ooh.
Okay.
I want to tease. I mean,
Just a peek.
Just a little,
Like a little peek.
Just a little. Julie says, I'm not patient.
I know.
We watch it tonight and again next week. Yes, if we have the piece tonight, we will see the entire thing again. But the kind of information we will have, how this new segment of From the Archives will play out. It looks like the engine has spoken.
I feel like it's a bit of a
we're all in agreement with like a little tease.
I feel like
I'll officially say I want a little bit of a tease. A little bit.
I like a tease.
I feel like we're gonna get a and then it's gone. That's what I'm doing right now.
So do you want that?
We would like
You know what? I'm down. I want to see what this tease is.
So McKenna, tease, okay.
Reveal.
Julie, what are you thinking?
I like a tease.
Okay. 3.
Kind of like having one Lay's potato chip.
But you can't eat just one.
Okay.
Here we go.
So before I bring in my next guest, let me bring him the proper introduction that he deserves, fittingly. Greatness. Storytelling forges connections among people and between people and ideas. Greatness. When greatness is packed away like yesterday's laundry, there lies a solemn reserve. And these are the improbable ingredients to human emotion. An emotion, say, like fear. Some fail to understand the properties of terror. Some lived in night and woke up to morning. Some took a dark spot from the tapestry of their life and rubbed it clean, ever so clean. Some pushed through with their colossal hearts on full display as they simply refused to be men. Greatness, more than meets the eye for sure. Success is the pursuit of progress despite failure. A man that has a deep understanding of human nature and the world around him, so happens to be my next guest. His work of art can be seen, heard, and felt, as it is timeless. Both literally and figuratively, he's taken a blank canvas and filled it up with beauty, because his expressions are wholehearted and authentic. He also happens to have a great sense of humor and an infectious smile and laugh. If the God of humor is with me this evening, perhaps he'll bestow upon us such a laugh tonight. Maybe we'll see it. He's a remarkable and fascinating human being with layers of depth, going several orders of magnitude deep, and he has shared that intimate understanding of the self with a public audience. But before I introduce him, let's hop into the old DeLorean and set it back to November of '61. The U.S. Interstate Commerce Commission's federal order banning segregation at all interstate public facilities officially went into effect. United Artists announced the selection of actor Sean Connery to portray James Bond in the upcoming film Dr. No. Patrick McGoohan turned down the role, and Roger Moore, who began portraying Bond in '73, was unavailable due to his commitments on the TV show The Saint. The United States Agency for International Development, known as USAID, was established to coordinate American foreign aid. In one of the more unusual finishes in pro football history, the Dallas Texans were trailing the Boston Patriots 28-21, but made it back down the 1-yard line with 1 second left. Patriot fans rushed onto the field, even after being held back by police. One spectator ran into the end zone on the final play, thwarting a pass to Dallas. Chris Borford from Cotton Davidson then disappeared back into the crowd. I watched the footage. I wasn't there, obviously. The most dangerous blaze in Southern California history up till that time destroyed 48 homes, one of the wealthiest areas of the U.S. in the Hollywood Hills, including the houses of actors Burt Lancaster, Zsa Zsa Gabor, and Joe E. Brown. Brian Epstein saw the Beatles perform at the Cavern Club for the first time and signed them to a contract by December. The Soviet city of Stalingrad, site of the Soviet defense of the Nazi invasion, was renamed Volgograd in honor of the Volga River. And as you guys know, the history buff, Stalingrad, the greatest battle in World War II. Look that up if you guys aren't aware of the Battle of Stalingrad. The classic novel Catch-22 by Joseph Heller was first put on sale by Simon & Schuster after favorable advance reviews in October. The book's title, which became a phrase to refer to a no-win situation, had originally been Catch-18. The United States increased its involvement in Vietnam, beginning its first tactical airlift operations as part of Operation Farmgate. 4 C-47 Skytrain transports began operation from Ben Hoa Air Base. Michael Rockefeller, son of New York governor and late Vice President Nelson Rockefeller, disappeared off the coast of New Guinea, and his body, to this day, has never been found. The United States successfully placed a chimpanzee by the name of Enos into orbit around the Earth, clearing the way for the first American astronaut to break the pull of Earth's gravity. And born into this world are Hardee's, the fast food restaurant, Life Cereal, Mr. Ed, Mrs. Butterworth Syrup, The Green Giant, Ralph Macchio, Nadia Comaneci, D.B. Sweeney, Meg Ryan, Mariel Hemingway, and my next guest. He grew up in Detroit, Michigan, influenced by Catcher in the Rye and jazz artists like Chet Baker. From a young age, it seemed like he was destined to become a mover and a shaker. While playing football, he moved and made another discovery. He told his brother Aaron that he wanted to act. He'd act out scenes from Taxi Driver at 16. His brother was impressed. That's a fact. His first job was working on the Bob Lowe boat. Gotta love Detroit for their work ethic. They roll up their sleeves and never gloat. He loves his city, loves Detroit, loves the Detroit Tigers, and Greektown. Let's talk about his performances, which can turn any frown upside down. My good buddy Raymond J. Barry, and he co-starred in Born of the 4th of July. Keanu Reeves blew his cover in Point Break. His character was one of the few that didn't die. Lock Up, Rude Awakening, and Blue Steel, directed by fellow Michiganite Catherine Bigelow, were some of his first roles. First film I saw him in, 1993, Heart and Souls. Around this time, I discovered that I was glued to storytellers that showcased their vast range. There was a grittiness in the 90s that ushered in a change. He was in the center of one of the greatest years ever in film history, with the releases of classics such as Wyatt Earp, True Romance, Natural Born Killers, all of which came out in 1994. By then, we all appreciated his truthfulness and honesty as an artist. In my case, I wanted more. Who could forget his breakthrough role in De Niro and Pacino's classic hit, Heat? I sank my teeth into the film, and his role, it was quite the treat. An explosion occurred soon as he was off to work with Spielberg, Hanks, Scott, Bruckheimer, Will Smith, Damon, John Goodman, Nicolas Cage, and Coppola, with such blockbuster hits as Saving Private Ryan, Enemy of the State, and Bringing Out the Dead. I know. You want me to bring him out already? But with his incredible resume, I still have some rhymes in my head. Take a look at these hits. They were Next, Get Carter with Stallone, Pearl Harbor, and Black Hawk Down. The hits kept on coming hot and heavy. You might need to get your eyes checked upon reading his amazing resume. The credits, an absolute bevy. Get on your feet and feel the excitement as if you were back in your high school prom. I welcome to the green room the one and only Mr. Sizemore, first name Tom. How are you, my friend?
Wow.
I could turn the volume lower if you'd like next time. If you'd like me to do that, Tom, I could do that.
Wow, that was something else. I don't know what I can do now.
Oh, please.
That was terrific, man.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. And there goes that laugh and that smile, guys. It's Tom, man. I got to tell you, communicating with you these past few months, man, you're a gentleman. You are an awesome human being. And the first thing I wanted to ask you, and I know our viewers are interested as well, the first thing I wanted to ask you regarding our first question is you grew up in Detroit, and Detroit natives have a never-say-die attitude. They're known for their work ethic. Both of your grandfathers worked in auto assembly parts. Your father, Thomas Edward, was a lawyer and philosophy professor. Your uncles introduced you to Catcher in the Rye, jazz music. As a result of so many different elements that are usually linked to class systems, do you feel as if you were exposed to a plethora of different value systems as a result?
Yeah, because on my father's side, my grandfather, Blevins Sizemore, was he never went to a day of school in his life. He was initially as a young boy. He was a migrant farmer.
Sure.
And then and he came up north, as did my other Sam Chenault, my mother's father. They both came up north after Pearl Harbor was bombed to get to work in the auto industry. There was a big explosion to make guns and jeeps and all to fight the Germans. And they both started working in the auto industry right around the same, within a couple months of each other, believe it or not. And Blevins, my dad's dad, spelling isn't a sign of intelligence. I don't think. But, Blevins could spell any word there was, and he claimed to me when I was a young boy that he'd read every book there was because he'd read the dictionary.
That's incredible. Yeah, right.
all the books are in the dictionary, so I read them all. And he was just a really clever, really bright guy. And my dad, against all odds, won an academic scholarship to Harvard, and took it and went to Harvard, and it changed his life, and it changed my life, because we went from, I guess, working class poor.
Sure.
To, I was born. My dad was young though. I was born. My dad was still in high school, but by the time my dad was 30, and I was he was a teacher. He taught philosophy for a while, but I was like 14. He was an attorney at the biggest, and I guess the most successful corporate law firm in Michigan.
Incredible. Yeah.
Buster Long, Gus Klein, and Van Zyl. Now it kind of ran contrary to it. My dad was had a very artistic. He wrote really good poetry, and philosophy is kind of an art. But he was a terrific lawyer, but he didn't really like it that much. But he was a terrific lawyer. But what it did was it took us out of the ghetto. It took us out of the ghetto, and
sure.
And because of that, and then he put some money aside for college and stuff. That I was the first Sizemore college was not a dream. It was not just a possibility. It became expected.
Like a mission? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, he put the money in. You're going to go to college. I did the work and I had the money. And
that's incredible.
You're going to go to college. Your brother's going to go to college. Your other brother's going to go to college. Your sister's going to go to college. And and that was true. So, but his brothers, my dad had 3 brothers, and they were all real interesting guys. They all got trapped in the with drugs and bad relationships, but mainly drugs. And they worked in the factories like their fathers, but they couldn't hold their jobs essentially, and they became part of the our new welfare class essentially.
Sure.
But all of them were really creative guys, and my dad stayed close to his family his whole life. So I got their influence in my life, my father's influence in my life, and my grandfather's. The 2 families were very close too. So it was an amalgam and a very eclectic bunch of influences on me as a young man, and it was terrific. You know, and then in relation to how times are now, like I look at my kids, and it was just a different. It was a part. Of course, it was a different world back then, but it was really free.
The value system was so different, right, back then.
Really different, and just there were neighborhoods when you went outside and played. I mean,
Sure.
I learned to get around Detroit. I hitchhiked. It wasn't scary. I mean, people hitchhiked. It was just a different. It was a far more innocent time. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah, in the early '70s, the late '60s, early '70s, all through the '70s. I mean, it's been kind of ridiculed in some of our lampooned. Basically,
oh yeah,
lampooned a lot. But it was a great time for me. It was a really great time for me. And then
and here's the thing too. I know you're humble, so you won't bring this up, but you were saying complete sentences by age 2. You were reading by age 4. When you were in your mid-teens, you do voiceovers and scenes from Taxi Driver in front of your brother Aaron, and he'd be impressed. He'd encourage you to quit football. Did his support help provide you with confidence as it pertains to the craft itself of acting?
Well, my brother was my brother Aaron was 18 months younger than me, and but he was really good at things. He was really smart, and he was the best athlete I knew when I was growing up. But
sure,
more so he was artist. You know, he was just really smart, and I came to really rely on his taste and his judgment. You know, and it actually grew from when I was a kid.
Sure.
And so when he said, you know, because he took me seriously, so when I would do these little sketches, like I watched Taxi Driver and had a good memory, I'd write down the lines, and I saw it a lot of times. I saw it 13 times in a month.
Wow.
And yeah, and
it's my record for watching Rocky like 13 times in a month. Wow.
13 times in a month, yeah. And I pretty much wrote the whole movie down. You know, because Travis is in every scene, so I'm writing down Travis Bickle's line, I'm writing down the whole movie. And he's the one who said, you know, you ought to get a. Who's that?
That's you with the Taxi Driver mohawk.
Oh yeah.
You could pull it off, man. Not many people can pull it off.
Who's with me though?
Is that Stallone? That's Sly. Is that Stallone? Might be.
That's
Stallone.
Sly. Yeah, that's Sly. That is Sly. When he said, you know, I really think you can, you know, be an actor.
Yeah.
It meant a lot. I mean, he was the first one. He was the first one. I was 16, and I because of his, you know, his belief in me. I mean, it's hard. You know, I was a kid. You know, my brother was really important to me. He was the smartest guy I knew, and he was ahead of the curve on everything. You know, before disco hit, before new wave music hit, he was.
Yeah.
Man, there's this chick coming down at summertime. You know, he's 14 years old. How does he know this shit? You know, you know, there's this new band coming, the Romantics, bro. We wait till you see these guys. They're far out. There's this band coming, B-52s. He told me about all this shit before it happened. And it was like he had his fucking thumb on the pulse of pop culture, you know. He kind of did. So and everyone knew it too. You know, he was my brother. So,
sure.
You know, and so that was when I really started to think, like, man, maybe I can do this. You know, maybe I can. And he
was definitely a source of inspiration back then.
Yeah. And he found out about universities. You can go study acting here and go here. You know.
Yeah, and speaking of which, because before you moved to Temple, you went to Wayne's. What's that?
That was right in my hometown, Wayne State.
Yeah.
Wayne State University.
And you went Wayne State. You know, I want to talk about some. You know, Joe Muir's, Greektown. Joe Muir's in Bloomfield, Michigan. 100 years of the greatest seafood ever. Fresh oysters, South African lobsters. Incredible stuff.
That's lobster on earth.
Yes.
How do you know about Joe Muir's? Are you from Detroit?
No, but I've been down there.
Wow.
That's really cool.
What a great interview that was, guys. And that, you know, that's obviously not all of it. That's the tease, and there's actually one part of that really is going to be nice to see when he plays it, that was my favorite part, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I really look forward to seeing that. When he shows that, it's going to really put things into perspective. Really.
Well, that's a
Can't
tease in
wait.
itself. Now I really need to see it.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Wait, we're showing that on Wednesday or next Saturday?
The archives will be next Saturday, but Wednesday we will continue our voting for best chemistry on the black box. And if that clip alone wasn't enough reason to understand why this tournament is dedicated to Tom, we saw his qualifying match. Part 2 of the archives video next Saturday night. Tom, thank you for calling me at 1 a.m. inquiring about my dad's health nightly. You are a gem. And we could all see that from that video there. And if that was the entire archives for the night, that would be enough. But that was the teaser. Julie, there is much more to come with this Tom Sizemore video and the archives.
Oh, for sure. I guarantee you don't want to miss the second part.
Yeah, I mean,
No way.
again, I won't give too much away, but some of the things I remember is him talking about some of those iconic roles. Avi asked some really great questions pertaining to that, but even I think more importantly is we got to know him. You know, the guy, him talking about, you know, his lineage and his grandfather and great grandfather. I had missed that the first time I saw it, and it contributed to him as a human being. Like, that's awesome. You know, that's what so much of those conversations are about. Yes, we know him for these roles and we know him for these amazing accolades, but getting that little inner glimpse of that's also who the human being is. I feel like that's such a treat, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's apparent how much he loves his family and respected where he came from and what they did to be able to put him in the position he was in to go to college, to become a storyteller. Tom was a competitor, which means he would be hyped for the debut of the second Chance Bowl matches next Saturday night. And we have someone on screen with us now.
However, at what point are we making progress at the expense of creativity? Because some artists are being stifled.
Yeah, I think it's more than just artists being stifled. I think it's just, in general, we're all being stifled in certain ways. I think my thing is people really, they're offended at stuff that they've never even experienced or gone through. That's the whole thing. Like, you're offended at something that you have no idea what it's really about and why you're really offended about it. I think the biggest problem that we have in this country is nobody wants to really face the facts. I think they want to erase the history, but to me, to make sure the future is better, you can't erase the history. You got to look at it.
Well, to me, it's nothing like the present. You know, we've seen so much over our lifetime. We've accomplished a lot. We've seen changes made. We've seen how the world has grown and how social media, how inventions, you know, growing up as a kid, I rode on a trolley car. And today, you know, we go by plane, we go by car. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for young people. And I think that they're the ones, as I said earlier, who will have an impression that we can make an impression on these young people.
People to this day, they may see me as a 6'3" black man, and some people will cross the other side of the street in fear of me, but they really don't know me. And so I think that's what we need today. And this is why this book is essential reading for all of us. It's about kindness, empathy. And even though there was challenges about this book, about how much they use the N-word, and also about the sexual content that was in it. And today they want to talk about all the bans that you want to use, the bans of books that you want to use. But to me, that's more reason why you need to read To Kill a Mockingbird. So people don't want you to do it is a good incentive why you should do it.
But I did ask God at a certain time in my life to give me real inspiration to read it. And so I did. And so I no longer look at the Bible as a religious book. I look at it really as a compendium of love letters.
Ooh,
Anyway,
wow.
aside,
Yeah. I like that. I've
tiny
never heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
really cool.
I think it's the position of our heart, no matter what we're talking about here, sports-based, sports or religion or current events or whatever. I think our heart position really is everything. I think it's everything. I think it really dictates our experience of life. But one of the many, many scriptures that made an impact on me was really the love of money. Not necessarily, sometimes our Western translation of the Bible will say is the root of all evil. The Aramaic, which is really the language that Jesus himself spoke, would say it's a root of all evils.
I'm losing light because I'm out here by the
Yeah, you're
lake,
in
and
the
I
dark, Al.
apologize. Whether you're driving or whether you're walking, even if you're in sexual relations, and as soon as that song hits, you're just gonna pound it even that much more. It's such the pace of the song is so it gets your blood going, it just gets you up, it gets you going.
Keep it clean, Al.
PG. Al,
I
PG.
am
PG,
keeping it clean.
Al.
I'm using completely scientific terms. So
keep going, Al.
Imagine
keep going.
if you're right in the middle of marital relations, and then that song hits, and you're like, I'm gonna drive the bus through the tunnel. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what? This marriage is not gonna end. We're just gonna keep it going.
You guys, Al made such a great point. We just lost 800 viewers who are about to get on with each other.
And I'm not sure, I don't believe it's the original version. It's the yellow hardback copy. But this book has been with my family perhaps even before my sister was born. I know that it spent a lot of time with my sister in her room, so I'd love to hear what stories that book would have to say about my sister. But eventually, I remember when I would say about 5th grade, I got really interested in these computer games called Nancy Drew PC games made by Her Interactive. And I loved these games. I loved the intricacies of the puzzles and feeling like I was getting to solve something myself and talking to all the characters and doing all the paths. It was a very memorable experience from my childhood. That was so cute. Did you see his whole face? I'm sorry.
Well, there was a very important question there at the end, McKenna. Who will prevail next week and advance to round 2? Do you see yourself as one of those who will prevail?
I do. I do see myself as one of those who will prevail. Whether Scott or Al is the other one, I don't know. That's the real question, I guess.
And Jen, what do you think of McKenna's chances? Does she have a shot at prevailing here next week? McKenna with the poll. Nancy Drew is a classic. It is. I knew exactly what book she was speaking about. I'm pretty sure I had that yellow hardcover one too. The entire series of it.
It's probably just one, basically.
Yep.
You know, the thing, you know, McKenna, you've been against Kelly White. You've held your own. You've learned a lot. You have a fighting chance. I mean, you have a good chance. But to use a sports analogy, this is like a game 7. You know, you get one shot, one topic. These guys are going to bring it, and they're going to bring it hard. So you're going to have to be ready.
I'm preparing.
Good. That's what we like to see. We have a special outro coming up, but remember, we have a lot going on this week. Second Chance Bowl matches begin next Saturday night. We will also see the rest of the Archives video featuring Tom Sizemore next week. Lots of reasons to tune in. And before we even get to Saturday, we have reasons to tune in on Wednesday night. Julie, can you remind us of those?
The reasons to tune in to Wednesday night, the Black Box. First of all, I am your host, the main reason. 8 o'clock Eastern. And also we have the rest of our voting of awards. So that'll be very, very exciting, guys. And of course, I'm sure anything is possible on the Black Box. So we will we'll pay attention to any upcoming games that might come up.
Wait. A very dark Black Box this Wednesday. Wait, some will swim? Others might drown?
Okay. Have fun with that, Julie.
This is Avi playing one of his pranks on us again.
Yeah.
There was some like stuff last week. That was part of the match. It's fine. The Black Box is gonna be fun. We're voting on best chemistry. There's gonna be a game. We're gonna know what happened this week. It's gonna set us up for what's to come.
Yes, it
next week on the Green Room with the Tom Sizemore Archives video, with more from Dell Time, with all of us here each and every week, with more voting on our award show, and our 2 Second Chance Bowl matches. So don't miss us. Same time, same place, next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Green Room, on Facebook, on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/@thenewNetwork. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Spread the word to your friends and family to do that as well. It is the best way to help us out. So I want to see those subscription numbers increase before next week. For McKenna, Howard Collado, Papa the Red, Truly Julie, myself, and Avi Klein. Please enjoy this very, very special outro.
like him. Piggy back. Aw, my little son. Michael. Oh, my papa.